like right near the end, and I'm like, oh jeez. By the time I came back, one of my co-hosts left. It's like, oh,
It's over. Well, all
it was,
right.
like it was. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I actually hit record. So, check it out. We are live here for the first Let's Talk Japan live stream words. I can do them.
Yeah,
I'm joined with Sir Squiggleton, good buddy, fellow YouTuber and live streamer, and dare I say, a memer. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you. Oh yes, that's pretty good. My Twitter says streamer, cosplayer, shitposter, YouTuber, and bad list maker.
Nice. Nice. So today, so to give you an idea what it's all about is, I thought it'd be really cool to do a mini series where I interview my friends and other people who've just been to Japan to get their stories, their experiences. Just, you know, because it's really, you can learn a lot from other people's experiences, and it's just really cool to get those stories. And I know you got a fair few stories to share.
Yes. In 2017, I did go to Japan and for 10 days, and I feel like it's one of those things where every single day I did something cool, at least, and I have a pretty vivid memory. Like, my memory is terrible, but I have a very vivid memory of a lot of Japan, of like everything I did in Japan, including the plane ride there, because the plane ride there was the best plane ride I've ever been on, bar none.
Really?
Even better than the time I flew first class because they actually bumped my family up by mistake.
Accidental first class is hype. Wait, I gotta
ask.
ask.
First class is pretty hype. But I was in mid class, because I'm very mid, and the flight was super underbooked, to the point that I had an entire row to myself. I put my feet up, played my 3DS all day. I was playing Shin Megami Tensei Apocalypse, which I still haven't finished from 5 years ago. I'm terrible. And
this was this was a first class flight?
No. I was in mid class, and I just had the row to myself, so I just put my feet up and laid down. Like, I laid horizontally across, like the way you do like, kind of like when you remember when you were a kid, like, and you took naps on the bus, or was that just me?
No. I did it too.
Yeah, but like, it was like wide enough, and the seats were like nice enough that I actually could lay down like fully and be pretty comfortable.
Oh, that sounds pretty baller right there. So I guess
I see my friend in chat right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, people coming on in. I see Legacy says,
like,
YouTube gave me my first warning for one of my live streams. What did you do?
Oh, no. What did you do?
How did you get a warning from YouTube?
Were you too good and they had to stop you?
This guy is way too good at streaming on YouTube. We need to make him
so
stop.
Speed running.
You can't. Don't speed run your career.
Oh, I should get canceled like right now. That'd be fun.
I showed up. My interview stream is the one that gets you canceled. I feel so bad. I'm like, no, cancel me. I'm the one that brought it to life.
I'm gonna bake a pineapple pizza right now. You can't stop me. Okay, but anyway.
So I guess I started out with what made you want to go to Japan? I know it's a silly question, but
I am a huge weeb. Actually, no. Even before I was a weeb, I was always kind of into the culture for whatever reason. Funny thing about me, until I was about, I want to say 16, I actually had like a very like anti-animation phase from the time I was like 11 to 16, where I'm like, oh, all animation sucks, especially anime.
Oh.
Because like 4Kids kind of poisoned my perception of anime for a long time, and every time somebody showed me a show, I'm like, yeah, that's okay. No, you know what? I know what I think ruined it was Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
When I was a kid, I was like, you know what's the shit? Cardcaptor Sakura. I watched Cardcaptor, what was called Cardcaptors when it aired on TV. I'm like, this show's pretty cool. And then my one friend in elementary school was like, no, you know what show's cool? Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, I don't have cable. Okay, let's see what this is. Hung out at his house, and it was like 3 episodes in a row of Goku charging up. I'm like, this is the worst show I've ever seen in my life.
They threw you in the deep end too. They just had you like in the middle of like the arc there.
It was in the middle of an arc. All I remember was a desert and going, ha! And that was it. And I was like kind of ruined on anime for a while, and then a friend in high school said, yo, so I tried to get you into Full Metal Alchemist, I tried to get you into like Inuyasha, like I tried like other shows. He liked Inuyasha a lot for some reason. And then he goes, you know what, you're an edgy motherfucker. I figured. Sorry, I figured you swear on your stream.
No, you can say it. You can say it. Say what. Gotcha. Don't filter. Say what you want.
Okay, gotcha.
As long as you don't get me banned.
I will. But it's like here's a show you'd probably like. It's called Gantz.
They showed you Gantz.
I'm like, I watched Gantz. Like, this is the best thing ever. So I watched all chance in like a week. And then I just watched like Hellsing, followed by like Death Note, because I was young. I was like, yo, Death Note's pretty edgy too. And then I eventually got into real anime. I'm like, okay, cool. But like even then, like because I've been a gamer my whole life and I loved Nintendo when I was a kid, like I always kind of vaguely knew about Japan. I watched G4 a lot, and they would talk a lot about Japan. I'm like, this seems cool. So I've always just wanted to go there. And the reason I went was because my hey, what's up, Forceful Bug? And the reason I went was because I was working a contract job at the time, and my contract just expired, so I kind of didn't have a job until my next contract happened. So I'm going like, yeah, I have some money saved up, and I was living with 2 roommates at the time, so my like rent wasn't very high. And so I was talking to my parents one day, and they go like, we know you're good at saving money. And it's like, hey, tell you what, as a birthday gift, you can use our frequent flyer miles to get a discount on your flight there. So okay, cool.
Oh.
So
nice.
yeah, I flew to Japan and back for basically free because my parents travel a lot and gave me their freaking flyer miles. That is my privilege. I apologize.
No, that's dope though. I mean, take it if you got a free ride, right?
It was during the slow season, so the plane tickets weren't even that expensive. Come to think of it, but I went, and like that was like a dream for a long time. I really wanted to go to Japan, and I went in 2017. The reason I remember that is because it was right after Persona 5 came out, and that painted a lot of my trip, and we'll probably get into that a bit later.
Ah, so right around P5. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I remember like there was a splurge of people going to the actual locations that you'd see in the game, but that's just so. Oh, go on.
Spoiler, I did.
Ah, nice. It's just so wild that I never expected like hearing the flight was like was actually hype. Like when I think of like long flights international, awesome. I always feel like they're unbearable or like, you know.
I got an 8-hour sleep on the 12-hour flight, so it was like, wow, this was great.
Yeah, that sounds hype.
Like I slept for like 4 hours. I woke up and they brought the food. The food was phenomenal too.
Oh, nice.
Like the food was actually really good because they had it like, hey, you can have like hometown cooking. Like here's like a here's like a steak or like here's like a steak or like a chicken parmesan, or you can have like some or you can have. I'm trying to remember what I ordered. It was it was like it was like a not ramen, but it was like kind of a. I think it was actually yakisoba.
Okay.
Yeah, I got yakisoba on the flight with like with eel. So I'm like, oh, this is delicious. Okay, cool.
Oh, eel's pretty good.
That was really good. And then they gave me an ice cream. Yeah, an ice cream too, which was nice. But I don't know why I remember the ice cream so vividly.
Something really special about that airplane ice cream. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah, but so while I'm there, I befriend the dude in front of me who worked for Delta, and he was using his free miles to go to Hawaii. He goes, yeah, I figured I'd stop in Japan. I have no idea what I'm doing. And we just kind of got to talking about it. And so when the flight ended, we got off. He goes, hey, I don't know what to do right now. I don't have a hotel or anything set up. So we go to my hotel. I drop off my stuff. And they wouldn't allow him in there because he didn't have a reservation or anything, and they're like really particular about it. So like, okay, I'll go drop off my stuff and we'll do that. So we hung out the first day, and I stayed in Akihabara, which is like the nerdiest district in Tokyo.
Going right into the deep end, right in Akihabara. All right.
oh, no, it's something I forgot. So in the airport, we were talking about stuff. His entire knowledge of Japan was from. Do you remember that show Ninja Warrior?
Yeah.
So I remember the show. The Japanese title for the show is Sasuke, which is just ninja, but it's that problem. And it was a thing where he goes like, yo, I want to see. He's like, I want to see where they shoot that. And I forgot to turn my my phone to international mode at the time. So I couldn't bring up like the actual like location of it. So we ask a random like Japanese dude at the airport. I'm like, hey, like where do they shoot Sasuke? And then he's going like, I'm like, Mount Midoriyama? And he's like, well, what? And then he goes like, no, that's an anime character. He thought we were talking about Sasuke from Naruto. And then when we said, like, you want to see Sasuke? He's like, what the hell are you talking about, you delusional weirdo?
He's a weirdo. Where's Sasuke? We gotta find him.
We need to know.
We gotta find Sasuke. That's hilarious.
We need to rescue Sasuke. We're doing the retrieval arc right now.
He's coming back to the Hidden Leaf Village one way or another. Yeah. We're getting him ourselves.
Getting our buddy. But, okay, so we did that. That was kind of embarrassing, but yeah, we dropped off the stuff, and I'm just going around Akihabara. This was the first time I had sushi in Japan. Also, funny enough, I only had sushi twice the whole time I was there, which is pretty funny.
I was gonna ask, like, what's the first thing you wanted to eat, like, when you landed?
Yeah, because he going like, hey, what do you think would be good? Like, what's a Japanese thing we can do? I'm like, well, it's like, well, I can go check and see what we got. And we walked down to Club Sega back when it was open. I think they might have, I think they remodeled or something like that. I know Club Sega went through something.
I think it's closed now.
Amazon's commenting on my Jason mask in the background. Actually, I do have a Freddy and Jason there. So
I could probably like expand your view to hold on a second. Let's see here.
Oh yeah.
You can see a
bit of the Freddy, but
oh, you know what? I can't. It's the filter. It stays there. He's
Fair
there.
enough. Yeah, he's there. Just trust me. But so we said, hey, let's just do like quintessential Japanese thing, and I saw next Club Sega there's a sushi go round.
Ooh.
So I'm like, that sounds awesome. Sushi go rounds are wonderful because I like the way the system works. You have, I think I actually moved this a little bit, but you have a like they have, the system is that the plates are color coded. And so all you do is you grab whatever sushi you want, you'll eat it, and then you stack up the plates, and you give them the plates at the end, and they charge you by the plate.
Okay.
So it's like this plate was worth like 200 yen, this is 300 yen. My whole meal was only like $12 too. It was
not
really
bad
cheap.
at all.
Because most of the sushi was only like 100 yen.
All right. Sasuke solos the verse.
just Naruto and Kakashi run around Japan demanding Sasuke. I know, that guy probably thought we were doing that. It's like, oh, these damn sussy baka gaijins.
Shibaka gaijins looking for Sasuke. So it was like a sushi conveyor restaurant.
Yeah, it was a sushi conveyor restaurant. So, and I'd never been to one before. I guess they became like more easy to find. I know there's one around here somewhere if you look hard enough. I know a few of my friends were talking about it. It might be in Novi actually, but I forget.
Kuro. I think it's actually an extension of the one from Japan. It's a Kuro sushi.
Maybe. I don't remember the name of the one I went to, but I do remember there was a thing that I thought was a good idea, and younger people in Japan thought it was a good idea, but older people had wanted nothing to do with it. When I didn't know how to communicate with somebody, I did have a Google Translate out on my phone.
Oh.
And I would generally talk into it. It's not very good sometimes. When somebody speaks with borrowed words, it really fucks it up.
So did you have like some situations where Google Translate kind of shot you in the foot and it kind of made a situation worse?
There was what happened at Sushi Go Round, which me and the dude I was traveling with just laughed our asses off about it because we were asking like, hey, what is this sushi? And it was I don't remember, it was actually something pretty simple. It was like a snapper with mayonnaise or something like that. And when she said mayonnaise, it like messed up, and it just translates to "I am a lens."
I am a lens. What do you want from me?
I'm just a lens. What do you want?
I'm a lens.
So after that, we went to one of the arcades, and the first and only time I've ever won at a UFO catcher. Actually, but that's not true. I won a Donkey Kong, and I did win I did win a fan at one point, but first time I ever won a UFO catcher was the Sakari figure.
Oh, nice.
From, Interviews with Monster Girls.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I won that. We just went to the arcade, and so when I won
and this was on the trip, right? This is what you got like when you were actually there.
Yeah, I got that in one of the arcades at Club Sega.
Hype, that's hype.
Yeah, so I got that, and then the dude I was traveling with, so the arcade attendant had to come out after I won and put a new figure, and like put one of the new figures in there, and put it in the right spot so you can knock it over properly.
Yep.
And she's super cute, so the guy I'm with, he's going like, hey, how do you flirt in Japanese? And then I'm like, kawaii desu ne. So he says that, she gets all cute and blushed, like, ha ha ha. Like, oh.
Nice. So,
so
just for context, this is someone that you just met off the plane. That you just kicked it with.
Yeah, this is a dude I met off the plane.
That just makes it so much better that y'all just clicked and you're off on this adventure in Japan now.
Oh, I'm not even telling you about the dungeon we had to conquer, the Tower of Porn.
Oh, God, yeah, let's hear it.
I was getting to that. So again, he's like, hey, what's this place known for? It's like, it's known for a bunch of weeb degenerate shit. So we go to a random store. Like, I'm just going to all the stores. Like, I find the Super Potato. Super Potato is a great store that has classic retro games, and like there's a perfect condition Virtual Boy on the top floor.
Ooh.
So I seared out my retinas playing Wario World there. He was just playing Street Fighter on like classic arcade cabinets. So we're just going to random buildings and we find one that we then referred to as the Tower of Porn that was 5 stories. And the first floor was like a bunch of like Gravier like photo shoots of idols.
Yeah, like light
Okay,
stuff,
pretty
right?
tame stuff. And we see a sign on the wall that says no one under 18 permitted beyond this floor. I'm like, oh, we have to go see what's going on up on the higher floors. So we go up one floor, and I generally remember this. The more you went up, the more degenerate it got.
There's different stages, just like Tartarus and Persona.
Yeah, it was straight up to okay, what's a good pun for Tartarus with porn? Tityrus, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
I am a lens inside of mayonnaise. I'm just looking at the chat right now. So we go to the first floor, and it's like, yeah, vanilla stuff. Like the vanilla stuff. They have like they have straight, gay, whatever. It was like, okay, it's like, yeah, pretty vanilla. Go up one more floor. It's like, okay, this is kind of a weird focus on interracial. I guess that's more shocking in Japan, so that makes sense. Went up to that was floor 3. Yeah, it was like interracial and a lot of like cosplay stuff.
Ah, okay.
It was like a little more fixated, a lot of like role play in there. It's like, okay, you get some
as you go.
Yeah, you get some of the weirder stuff, and then you go up a bit higher. That's where the bodily fluid stuff comes in. So it's a lot of water sports and scat.
Oh.
And then we go, oh no, there's one floor left.
It's like, this isn't the limit. We can
this
go
is not
further.
The limit. And we go up, and yeah, it was like the final floor was monster costumes and fake gore. It was like all the Goro shit and like not sexy monster girls.
Oh, and if there's like an employee that's just sitting at the top, like, so you've made it to the final floor.
Yes.
You have a high
now you must defeat the porn lord.
The porn lord. That'd be kind of a cool title.
I'm ready. Yeah. So one of the first things I actually saw so after we conquered the Tower of Porn, the only thing I bought there was these I don't remember. I think they were called like Mimi, Mimi plush or something. Like it was a Mimi something, but it was basically a stress ball that was boobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. and I bought 2 of them. I gave them to my I brought them home as souvenirs for my roommates. And one roommate like just kind of he's like, yeah, whatever. And the other roommate had that thing with him all the time, and he would just squeeze it in public whenever we had guests over.
Oh my god. Take some balls.
Oh yeah. Oh well, Amazon. Yeah, these weren't cute monster costumes. They were like, if you've ever seen that porn of that girl in like the realistic spider outfit, it was basically that, like monsters. Like there was like girls like dressed as the girl from The Ring, but like more zombie makeup and like all like wrinkles and scars and shit.
Is it like those videos? Like I keep seeing people post gifs of them out of context and like you're in the Colossal Con Facebook group. There's like someone's dressed as like a Sentai person, but they're just getting beat up, but it's obviously from a porn. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I think I know that one. He's just getting kicked in the balls repeatedly.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You had to pass that segment in the tower to Tartarus of porn. It's funny.
Okay, I don't think I'd be able to pronounce it. A Chikiato mate just said like the one on the right lies, don't trust him. The other one tells nothing but truths. Will you pass our porn trial?
Will you make it? Disappointed.
Yeah, so like my one roommate loved it. Yeah, the Mimi ball, and the other one was kind of like meh about it. And he like destroyed that thing. Like at one point he lost it. We found it under the couch like a year later, and it had no like resilience left, and it was like
squeeze
felt awful to the touch.
This booby ball.
Yeah, he destroyed that poor booby. That thing aged like 5 decades under that couch.
Oh my lord.
So that was like basically the last night I saw. Like I added him on Snapchat. We kept in touch for a bit, but like it just kind of happens. I dumped him off at a hostel. Yeah, and that was like last time I saw him. So
he's just
like
off on his own journey at that point.
Yeah, off on his own journey because like he was like there for like 3 days on his way to Hawaii and didn't know anything else about Japan. So
that says a lot about the mood though. Like I feel like any other place it would be really weird to just go off with a stranger just doing stuff, but the moment you landed you had a buddy and you just went and experienced all this stuff and then went on your way. That's
it's the problem. Oh, actually one of the funny things, I couldn't find my hotel because like I said I forgot to set my computer to international mode and I like couldn't figure it out, so we had to go into a McDonald's and like leech off their Wi-Fi to find my hotel.
Where is it?
It's like I trust McDonald's, let's go there.
You need to kidnap me to request help. I'll be back after the 4th of July.
Okay.
My room's a mess right now. I've been in the process of packing, deciding what to take, what not to take. Crazy.
I just unpacked from my trip from Colossal Con.
Wait, just
my
now?
suitcase was just by my door.
Unpacking is really the final boss of a trip, isn't it?
It is.
It's like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Unpacking is the optional super boss you can do that you put off forever, and then after like a week, like, fine, I guess I'll go fight the super boss now, and then you forget how to play.
I want to take y'all the time to thank you for the 3 likes, the whopping 3 likes on the live stream.
Yeah.
7 homies chilling with us right now. All right,
yeah.
so I need you to hit me with your best and worst experience in Japan.
Okay, best experience was the meal I had at Yakiniku Black Hole. The best meal I've ever had in my life. Right. Actually, there's a lot of really good.
No, run through them. Run through them. We can do this in order. We can do the good and the bad.
I'm glad to. Yeah, Yakiniku Black Hole was the best food I ever had. It was like a situation where I was walking down. It's funny enough, this came after like my probably worst experience.
Oh, okay.
Like right after, same night. It was kind of goofy.
Literally like.
But so it was a thing where so I went to Shinjuku, and Shinjuku is like the only thing close to a seedy part in Tokyo. Like Tokyo is the cleanest, most like calm city I've ever been to. It like shuts down at 9. There's like zero nightlife. It's kind of weird.
Oh, so it's like completely empty, like liminal almost.
The only thing going on like in Shinjuku, which is like the red light nightlife place, is like a bunch of salarymen just having ramen in like a weird alleyway that's been converted into a ramen shop.
All right.
And so I'm there. And this woman comes up to me and goes like, hey, it's like, you want your dick wet tonight? It's like, I got some girls, got your pick of the litter, you fuck whoever you want. Oh. And I'm like, I'm good, possible human trafficker. I'm going to just go and have a meal. It's like, I'm not horny right now, I'm very hungry. And you know what, I'm gonna say it, that meal was probably better than any sex I've had.
So tell me about the restaurant.
So, Yakiniku Black Hole, Yakiniku place, they give you, like, prime cuts of meat, and the table has a mesquite grill built into it.
Okay.
So, you turn on the grill, lights the wood, and then they give you, like, so I ordered the recommended thing on the menu, and because I can't read katakana or kanji, I didn't know what exactly it was, but, like, okay, that looks like the recommendation, I ordered it. I get this thing, I'm like, oh, was meant for 4 people. I ate the whole thing.
Ate a 4-person meal.
Because damn it, I'm an American.
So wait. Let's talk about portion sizes for a second here. Was it like, what did you immediately, would you have known if you did not look that this was meant for 4 people?
Once I looked at it, I'm like, okay, this was not meant for 1 person. It was only $30 though, which is pretty damn cheap. I'm gonna see if I can actually find it, because I know I posted it on Facebook like a while ago, so I'm gonna scroll through my old ass photos.
All right. Let's get some
more
comments
here. Like while I'm talking, so I get that Wagyu beef, incredible beef. It's like kind of weird to get in the United States because it's like it can't be fresh at that point. Like it would have to be frozen to be transported. Like in that way, it's kind of the idea that it's like, we're going to just work really hard to make this really high quality food. And so I ordered, it was like a bunch of cuts of Wagyu beef, some chicken, sausage. I got a mango highball as my drink. That was delicious.
Sounds wild already.
Yeah, it was so good. And I just like ate this whole thing, cooked all the food.
And Wagyu, isn't it like a specially prepared beef? Isn't that like
Yes, it's very specially prepared. I don't know what all they do, but it's kind of the equivalent of again, like when people talk about Kobe beef, they usually like get confused and mean Wagyu or something like that. I know Kobe is nowhere near as good, but it has like a better reputation. At least it had it for a long time. I'm not sure why.
That's interesting.
Or like at least that's what I'm gonna say. Oh damn, you know what? I forgot that I won. I'm going through my photos. I forgot that I won a like rare aqua keychain from I won a rare aqua keychain from a gachapon down the street from my hotel.
Oh, nice.
And I was really upset one day because it fell off my keys and I couldn't find it. Then I found it like a week later in my work parking lot. It had been run over like 4 times. I'm like, you know what? That fits Aqua.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that seems like on brand with Aqua, don't it?
Yeah. I was going with, there we go. That's the, okay, this was my yakiniku meal. I'm just gonna save this image and then send that to you.
Alright, I'll pull this up here.
I ate the whole damn thing. I just gotta crop that down because it won't let me save it. I had to screen cap. Yeah, so yeah, that was delicious, but like, yeah, that was the only thing I'd say like wasn't fun in Japan was that, yeah, it was like 2 people I ran into back to back that were like obviously scam artists, and one of them was possibly a human trafficker, like I said, and like
that's a part of Japan that people don't like to talk about. There's a YouTube channel that's called like the Dark Side of Japan that really like he goes in on following people who are obviously doing stuff that would, if we keep talking about, we'll get this video way demonetized.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it exists. It's a thing. So like, it is interesting that you encounter, because everyone who I've talked to before has never really mentioned that aspect.
I just sent it to you over Messenger.
All right.
Or maybe I should send it over Discord.
Yeah, probably Discord would be
yeah, well, whatever's the easier way for you to actually like post it, if you want to like show it on screen or something.
Yeah, I'll put this on screen. I want to see this meal. I'm very curious.
It was amazing. Best meal I ever had.
So would you say you spent the majority of your money on food on your trip?
Not really, because food was pretty cheap. I bought a lot of figures, and I did buy some clothes. Clothes were expensive. I did go to Harajuku, which is the fashion district.
Was it hard finding like the right sizings? Those sizings are way different.
I've never felt more unhealthy than I did in Japan, because I'm like, I put on a shirt, I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable shirt ever, and it's showing off all the wrong places.
All right, yeah, I'll check this out. This was the meal.
Yeah.
So that's the Wagyu right there?
That is the Wagyu beef with, it was like several different strips of Wagyu. There was some chicken as well. That was like, it was kind of like the roast beef and stuff.
That is nice.
Yeah, but it was so good. Yeah, it was mostly Wagyu. I know there was some other cuts of meat, but
yeah, I can see how that would not be meant for one person now that I'm looking at it though.
But it was so good that I ate it all. Like, I am more satisfied. The reason I went there is because like one of my favorite YouTubers, Wooly Versus, did a video series of his time in Japan, and he said they couldn't find a restaurant, and a random dude said, no, you want to go here. And he goes, yo, Yakiniku Black Hole, we canceled our other plans for the night. There was no way that the night was going to get better after having that.
Wow. I mean, I can't believe that was like $30. Like, I feel like
it was $30.
That's
for everything, like food and my drink.
That was all included. That's
my whole bill was $30 because there's no sales tax. Well, no, there's tax, but you don't tip. My bad.
Fair. That's something that like takes.
I tried to tip and they got mad.
Oh, they're like, no, don't do this.
No, we don't do that here.
Janko, that is a snack. That is not a full meal.
That is a full meal.
Snack. I want more.
More, another.
I wish. I'm gonna write this place down. I'm putting that on the list. I'm learning. I'm learning the places to hit.
Yakiniku Black Hole in Shinjuku. If you go there, like, dude, I want to hear how your time was. It was so damn good. But I really wanted to go twice, but it was the problem where I'm like, I want to keep trying new things. Everything I ate was so good. But like, I don't think anything compares to Yakiniku Black Hole. That was delicious. I mostly did have ramen at a bunch of places. The second day there, so my mom was, so she like said, hey, so I know you're I know you're in a new country and everything, so I hired you a tour guide. I'm like, please, I don't need this. Okay, it's like, no, too late. It's coming to your hotel. I'm like, damn it.
Oh.
So second day, tour guide shows up. It was from like an at-will service, so you didn't pay them. But the deal is, he took me to a bunch of places. Like, an older guy, was obsessed with trees, by the way. Every place we went, he goes, so that's a ginza tree. You know what? It's like, do you know what that means? I'm like, oh yeah, ginza means silver. I learned. Or no, not ginza. Yeah, ginkgo tree. Yeah, ginkgo. Is that what ginkgo means? Like, oh yeah, that means silver. I remember that from Persona 2. And so he was talking about that a lot. He was just talking about trees everywhere we went for some reason. We explored. And the deal was, whenever we stopped for food, it's like, hey, you don't pay me, but you buy me meals. I'm like, okay, fine. Okay. That little dude could eat. He was like 5 foot nothing, and we had 3 meals while we were traveling.
That's his hustle. That's all he...
Yeah.
It's funny.
We had like this giant bowl of ramen. He was impressed I could use chopsticks. So I guess most of his clients were like Japanese, businessmen who came over and knew nothing about Japan.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, oh, you can use chopsticks? I'm like, yeah, I'm not very good with chopsticks, but I can use them. So we went around all the time. We had, he told me actually one of the reasons that Japan is so clean is because a leftover of Shintoism is a general belief that, okay, so Shintoism kind of believes that like everything has a soul and everything's sacred. And you should always like stop and observe your surroundings whenever you're enjoying anything. So it's kind of a taboo to walk around while eating.
Oh,
So
okay.
every time you see anybody who gets a drink from a vending machine or food from a vending machine, as it were, there's a lot of coffee vending machines. They were delicious, but I got addicted to Boss Coffee. But in which you play Yakuza, you know all about Boss Coffee.
I'm just now getting into Yakuza. Like I have, because they're all on
Yakuza's
Game
so
Pass.
good.
I've just been like slowly going through the games, and
then I bought a few Yakuza games, and then when I need to download them all on Game Pass. Then there's a few of them I need to download.
All on there. Even the turn-based ones on there.
Oh yeah, Like a Dragon's great. I played Like a Dragon. Actually, so funny story about Shinjuku and Like a Dragon. When I was playing Like a Dragon, I was walking around, and I remember there was this one. So when I was in Shinjuku, I remember taking a photo of this one arcade because they had a Fist of the North Star pachinko machine.
Oh, nice, nice.
And my buddy is a huge Fist of the North Star fan, so I'm like, yo, look at this! And I showed him like some of the animations on it. And when I'm playing Like a Dragon, I'm walking around in the air in the Kamurocho that's modeled after Shinjuku, and I'm going, what the? This is the street corner that had that pachinko machine. I remember this.
You just turn the camera, and the pachinko machine's still there.
Pretty much. Oh no, that was Shibuya. Shibuya was so weird. But anyway, kind of getting like back on the food, traveling around. So I had that tour guide for the first day. Yeah, that was pretty fun. But yeah, in general, I kind of could find my way around, and like I knew where a lot. Like I kind like it's a pretty easy. Like the subway system's great. Ginza line, best line. The Ginza line is wonderful.
Okay.
That takes you to every important district.
Ginza line. I'm gonna take note of that too.
Ginza line is like Shibuya, Shinjuku, the Harajuku, the Harajuku, Akihabara, all the places you've heard of from Ikebukuro.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that was something I got in the habit of doing. Every time I went to a place, I would spin my camera around and I'd show off like what the area looks like, and then I'd play music from a video game that takes place there, or like an anime that takes place there.
That is actually not a bad idea. That's a pretty clever.
It was fun.
Idea.
Like when I was in Shibuya, I got out and I'm like, oh, this is 1-to-1 Persona 5. Like they recreated like Shinjuku so accurate, like Shibuya so accurately for like the areas that they do show that a few times I found the smoothie stand you could go to in Persona 5.
Oh man, they actually put the stand in the. Okay, it's actually
the stand is in the game. Have you played Persona 5?
I beat it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the smoothie stand is in the game. Like that's actually like a popular thing in the subway. I found the area outside the underground shopping mall where you meet up with Anne. And then the area we meet up with Yusuke, that ad is literally there. The ad for the 104 building is just there all the time. So you meet him over at the ad. It's like, oh wow, that's accurate too. I got my photo taken in front of Hachiko like 5 times. Every time I went to Shibuya, I got my photo taken in front of Hachiko because I can. It's the goodest girl.
Waiting. Sad story too.
Waiting. Sad story.
I remember talking about a game called Akiba's Trip that used real advertisements from Akihabara, but for the localized versions, they kind of had to wipe them out because of the numbers and stuff on there. But that has to be so weird to be playing the game and then you're walking around the exact replica of the area with the actual advertisements and stuff.
It is so surreal, but like I remember when I was wandering around like Shibuya especially, it's like, oh, I played The World Ends With You, I played Persona 5, I played Shin Megami Tensei. Like this Shibuya Crossing especially is such an iconic area that I walked there, I'm like, oh, I know where everything is. Like I could walk like there's like a store right there. I've been to the store in video games before.
It actually got you prepared for your trip in a weird way.
So wild, yeah. And that's why I love when Neo The World Ends With You was unveiled. They're like, oh man, it's Shibuya. It's like Persona. I'm like, World Ends With You did Shibuya before Persona did, guys.
Already there. Forceful Bug, the one thing that I wanted to know about that's anime characters, because Japan has anime. What do you mean?
Yeah. So that was one of the things I kind of regret. I regret not doing. Speaking of anime characters, so actually no, this was one of the few places I ate at twice. At Club Sega, they have a themed cafe that rotates.
All right.
Apparently, they knew I was coming because the themed cafe is one of my favorite anime, Monogatari.
Oh. Wait, does it change themes, or is it just...
Yeah, it changes themes. So I showed up there. You know what? I have the... I'll totally here. I have one of the coasters that I got from...
nice.
From the trip. These coasters are actually really neat because they have like a... I don't know. They have like a chip. They have a chip inside of them or something you can scan that when you're at the cafe, they give you an individualized coaster, and every time you scan a different one, it'll unveil a different image, a different like part of a photo, and it'll add to the background on the wall, like from a projector.
That's really sick.
So when it was really busy, people who had like all the characters would like go up there and scan. It's like, yo, who has Shinobu? And I was like, oh, I got a Shinobu, and I scanned it. And there was like, yo, like, oh, we got a picture of Hachikuji on the wall, got a picture of Kaiki on the wall. And I made friends with this Japanese woman there because my Japanese is rudimentary at best. But I'm like, Kaiki Ichiban desu, Kaiki number 1. And she's like, she got so excited that I like Kaiki, who is like kind of a meme favorite character from the show. So we became friends, and like Facebook has a translation feature, so we added each other on Facebook and kind of had a chat, just because we had the same taste in husbandos.
Right. That's great though, like being able to bond over.
The food there was actually fascinating. You know what? I could totally bring up a photo of that too, because the food is actually meant to look like the characters.
All right, let's see it.
They had food that looks like Shinobu with her helmet on. And also Araragi, the main character, they have his, they had a burger with a black bun and his hair. Like, it had his ahogi on it. Which I thought was really funny.
While you're pulling that up, let's get back on to some of the questions here. What would you say is a mistake that you made on the trip that could have been easily avoided?
Okay, I was trying to eat, like, a little bit healthy at the time, because after I went to Shibuya, nothing fit. I'm like, damn, I gotta lose some weight, which I've been saying for, like, years. I was healthy until... I was actually in the best shape of my life, and then COVID hit, and then I gained it all back, which sucks.
It's like, yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that, too.
So, like... the thing I do actually regret not doing is, the biggest regret I had on the whole trip was going to Disney World, to go into Disneyland instead of Disney Sea. Because Tokyo Disney Sea is actually, like, way cooler.
Okay, I didn't even know there was that. I didn't know there's that big of a difference. But please explain.
Yeah, so Disneyland is like a replica of the Disneyland in Florida. It's like in California. My bad. It's exactly the same. The only difference it ever had was that Cinderella's Castle used to have a dark ride that was based on Disney villains, but it was defunct by the time I got there, so I couldn't even go on it really. But I just kind of wandered around in Disney, just had a good time. This kind of goes to the best decision I made while in Japan, which is I went alone. Where I could say, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to wander around and see what catches my eye. You can't really do that when you're with a group of people unless you have the same mindset. Because someone's like, I want to do this. And it was like, I'm going to hang out here. And then you're like, I'm kind of... It's like that awkwardness where you're bored, but like you don't know if your friend is bored yet, so you don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't have that. So I'm bored. Time to go elsewhere.
I always hear that a lot. Like, if you want to travel someplace, it's a different experience to do it alone, anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And I would recommend that. Like, if you have, like, a significant other or something, you can, like, probably do that. Like, somebody you can talk to, like, pretty well, like, be open with. I'm gonna send you what the Shinobu and Araragi breakfast burgers looked like. Hers was a ham and egg sandwich, and his was a croquette sandwich. And they have the ketchup on the bottom to be the blood, because they're vampires.
Oh my god, this looks so good. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah.
It was pretty damn good. So
it's really funny to the untrained eye. If you just showed somebody the burger, the Shinobu burger, they'd be like, Master Chief Burger?
So that was that was like one of the main things. Like that was like the one regret I had. The other regret I have, because I was trying to eat healthy, is because it was in Akihabara and Shinobu, the character from Monogatari, loves donuts. They had a giant... This is right before Kizu Monogatari came out, the movies. So they had a giant poster of Kiss Shot, Shinobu's adult form, above the Mr. Donut as an advertisement.
Oh, man.
And I'm pretty sure they probably had character donuts in there, but I didn't go in because I was trying to eat healthy.
So you skipped on the...
I skipped on possibly eating an anime character donut. And also, Mr. Donut is, like, amazing.
Yeah, first of all, I apologize. The way I'm capturing this is kind of jank, so whenever I click out to, like, pull something in, it'll freeze for a second. But I'm definitely trying to be on top of that. Also, friendly neighbor, this is your first stream to pop into? Welcome to the stream.
Hey,
welcome. Yeah,
welcome. Be like me and just scream if you're bored. Yeah, good point. I'm bored! Take me out of here!
Get me out of here!
So, the thing that I kind of did pretty often was that I would just go, I'm like, yo, I would just hop on the subway. I'm like, you know what? Ikebukuro is a place. I know of literally one thing to do in Ikebukuro, and that is the planetarium. And I know about that from Persona 5.
Again.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the planetarium. And I'm like, what else can I do there? And I'm looking on my phone. What's there to do in Ikebukuro? I look at like travel sites. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of cool stuff. Yo, the Kamen Rider Cafe.
Oh.
So I know nothing about Kamen Rider. Actually, there's two particular photos I can send to you about the Kamen Rider Cafe.
I'm gonna start lining up each photo.
Oh yeah, they're wonderful. I looked like pretty young in this photo actually because this was right the last time I ever cut my hair actually. I've gotten it trimmed a few times. This is like the first time I ever did like a real cut because I was I got it trimmed a little bit before I got my last job and then I just never cut it after that.
Just let it ride.
Yep. Yeah, so I would want to go back to Japan so bad, but these two photos are from the Kamen Rider Cafe. I'm gonna send that to you. That one was a bit rough because they did not have an English menu. Funny enough.
So how was the ordering experience in that situation?
Thankfully they had pictures.
Ain't going wrong with that.
So I just sent it. That was they had the villain chair at the Kamen Rider Cafe. And they also had the noodle dish that looked like the first Kamen Rider.
Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling these pictures up stream.
Yeah, so it's modeled after his mask.
What I'm gathering from this is you went on the ultimate food trip.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's because I like to talk about food a lot for the most part. Like I'll talk about the other things too, but I kind of got on a food binge. Okay, because food, I believe it's like taste and smell awaken the most memories. So I have a lot of memories tied to food and stuff. So like on the way there, so I'm like, oh, Kamen Rider Cafe, cool. And then I went to the Sunshine 60. Cause I'm like, oh wait, that's where the planetarium is. I know that area. That's a dungeon in Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh my god. Again, these games are guiding you. Like, who needs to look up a track? You've literally just been conditioned to just know and recognize these things.
Exactly. Like, I kept seeing stuff. Oh, also in Shibuya, like, every building has their own Hachiko, which is funny.
That is pretty cool. This is such a villain pose.
Yeah, I know. It's the best. Like, there was a Twitter thread, like, what would you look like if you were the final boss in a game? What would you look like? I'm like, that.
That's hilarious. I want that to be like my live stream backdrop, my set. I want it in my gamer chair so bad.
Yeah, the only thing I have against it is, oof, that is dangerously close to a Nazi symbol.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If I run for president, they're gonna bring that photo up.
Like, remember when he posed next to this? Oh no, it's an anime.
Posed in the Nazi throne.
It's different. It's not that kind of throne. It's different. It's different.
No, it's evil. It's evil fictional characters, not evil real things.
Yeah, it's way different.
But yeah, no. So Forceful Bug, funny enough, Levi ties into my trip to the planetarium.
Oh, go on.
So when I went there, I didn't know like what I was doing. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. But when I went there, I'm like, okay, I know about the planetarium. Yo, there's an aquarium next to it. So I went through an aquarium, and they had a sunfish there, and I talked mad shit about sunfish because fuck sunfish, worst fish.
Why?
So sunfish are these massive fish that like are useless at everything but breeding. Like animals like don't even like to eat them because they taste bad, and they have so little functionality that it's like eating chalk.
Wow.
And like so seals will just bite into them and rip pieces off them for fun and like spit them out.
Wow. So and spite.
Yeah, sunfish are, like have like a super high mortality rate when they're babies, but then they get so huge that very few things can actually eat them, so they tend to survive because all their predators will start eating them, then just give up.
Oh my god. I didn't know that.
Useless fish. They had a sunfish there. I'm like, yo, look at this useless giant fish just taunting me with its existence. So I go to the planetarium, and they had a show that I got tickets for, which is, hey, we're having an Attack on Titan show at the planetarium. I'm like, dude, what is that? That sounds interesting.
The planetarium, no less.
Yeah, but so what it was, I guess every time there's a popular anime, they try to tie it into the planetarium a little bit. And so what they did is they go like they show like a CG recreation of like the Colossal Titan looking over the wall, and then it turns into stars. And I didn't know what they were saying, but I could vaguely piece it together. which turned into here's the constellation of here's the constellation of Hercules. It's like he lifted a lot of heavy things, like how Aaron lifted that big rock that one time. Let's go to a clip, and then they go to the clip of Aaron as a Titan carrying the rock.
What the hell?
And then they're no, it was Atlas. Like Atlas holds the Earth, much like how Aaron held that rock. Here's the clip, and they play that clip in like bad 360 3D.
So it's like bootleg Attack on Titan, no less.
Yeah, it was bootleg Attack on Titan, and then it was just going like, here's Hercules. He was in many battles, like the time Aaron fought that armored Titan. Let's go to that clip, and then they show the 3D clip of him fighting the armored Titan. It's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Imagine like some kid who's just at the planetarium who just doesn't. For whatever reason, is into Attack on Titan. Like, what? I just came to look at stars. What is this?
No. So the funny thing about that is that that was like the most diverse room I have ever seen. It was like a small group of Japanese people, a French school there on a field trip, a soccer team from I think Norway.
Oh my god!
It was like all these people on vacation coming to see the Attack on Titan at the planetarium. And back to food, the last thing I did, I'm like, okay, what else? Oh, when I was at the Sunshine 60, it's a mall, and that has all that on like the top floor. So like imagine going to a mall and there's a planetarium and an aquarium next to each other, like $8 to get into.
Mall, and only $8 a pop too. That's not.
It was $8 to like give you a tour of like both of like the aquarium, and then the planetarium I think was like $7. It was really cheap. Yeah, but they. I would love that. It's like here's Sagittarius. It's like, did somebody fire a bow at some point in One Punch Man? Who cares?
Yeah.
Here's a clip from One Punch Man.
There it is.
There it is. Just show a clip. We don't care. You're in here, you gross otaku.
We got your money.
Yeah. So we go to the. Yeah. So afterwards, I'm like, oh, okay, what's there to do? I want to get a drink, and I look up. There's a bar that has penguins.
Oh. Like live penguins.
Live penguins. They had a live penguin enclosure. I show up, ordered a margarita pizza, ordered a soju. It's like basically a rice whiskey. Drank that. I'm like, that was really good. Drank another one. And I was pretty tipsy. And then they go, hey, it's feeding time. I'm like, yo, what? So I get a fish. I have a soju in my hand. So I'm just drinking while holding a fish and feeding a penguin, like taking like a selfie video, going like, yeah, like, yo, I'm at a bar with some penguins. They're great drinking partners, but not much for conversation.
I just can't get over the fact that like you can drink and then feed live penguins.
Yeah.
Fish, just chilling with them. That's crazy. What was this place called? Do you remember?
I don't remember the name of it, but you type in Ikebukuro like penguin bar, it'll show up. I think it was just called like
that's the thing.
Fuck it, it's Club Penguin. That's what
it's
I'm
called. Penguin. It's Club Penguin. That's the thing. Like, I always hear all these stories of these really wild themed bars in Japan. And this is like this is still raising that bar. Like one bar that I've always wanted to go to is Robot Bar in Tokyo.
Oh yeah, no. So you know what? That's another regret. I didn't get to go to the Robot restaurant because it was closed when I walked by it, and I just kind of was doing other stuff and kind of forgot about it.
Well, that's
which I thought that. So if I go back, I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna do all the stuff I missed, and then I would like to maybe go to Okinawa and like explore the countryside, or like go to an actual hot spring. Speaking of hot springs,
all right, here we go.
I showered my first day at my hotel, and then I go, wait a minute, there's a hot spring on the roof, and I go to do the hot spring.
Wait, see on the roof?
Yeah, they have a artificial hot spring on the roof.
Wow, okay.
And it was awesome. So I'm there. I don't know if they'd react to my tattoos like that much, but like I figured because I'm foreign, they probably wouldn't mind the tattoos. I do know that is like a problem that they don't allow people with tattoos. At least they didn't for a while. I think they're more akin to it now.
Yeah, I think like what I hear is it's slowly people are coming around to it, but it's still like there's a negative stigma.
Yeah, but which I will get to a story of why it has a negative stigma because it's such a dumb story. My friend loves it. I guess I tell it funny.
But I like good stories.
So I am at the I go to the hot spring. I'm like, oh, they have shampoo and like soap here. I can just bathe and then go hang out in the hot spring every night, which I did. So I stopped using my shower and just started bathing in the hot spring every night.
Nice.
So as a result,
cool to have, like on the roof.
Yeah. As a result, the largest demographic of people who have seen me naked is old Japanese men.
Well, I hear like it's not really that big of a deal though. You know?
No, not at all.
Like it's.
Oh, also, you know that trope whenever you see like dudes in like anime walking around like holding a towel even when they're in the hot spring or have the towels around themselves? That's real.
Okay.
I thought that was just a censorship thing. No, apparently, like people just do that.
It's just to get so that makes sense though. It makes sense.
Yeah, there's like, oh, gotta hide my shame.
It's like, well, yeah, I don't want you looking at my balls, so.
I want to. You can look at the dick all you want, just not the balls.
Yeah, not the balls. But that's where I draw the line, personally.
Yeah, that's where I draw. But so anyway, this is my buddy Al's favorite story about Japan. He makes me tell it like every time we're at like we're at any gathering. And I'm like, okay, sure. So I was like walking. I don't even remember where it was, but I was walking down the street, and I was looking at my phone at the time, and I bumped into a dude. My most used phrase in Japan is gomenasai. Which, if you want to remember your most popular phrases, gomenasari, somima, excuse me.
Somima, excuse me.
Somima, excuse me. Somima sen gomenasai. And that's how you remember what they mean. Gomenasari, somima, excuse me.
That makes sense. That's actually a good way to remember it. It's really funny.
Ariga thanks gozai much.
Gozai much. That's funny.
Yeah, you gotta use like bad, shitty, like melted, like Japanglish.
My favorite was when someone tried to say gomenasai, but they said gnome genocide. It's so like we keep saying gnome genocide as a joke.
That's bone apple tea right there.
It is. It's like, oh, gnome genocide. It's like, that's not what that means.
So I bump into the guy. Yeah, I bump into the guy, gomenasai. The guy looks at me. It was in the middle of summer, so it was like 85 degrees out. It was dark, and he was wearing sunglasses and had a suit.
Oh,
he had a full suit on. He just looks at me and goes like, eh. He just looks like, eh. And then he just walks away. And I'm like, okay. It's like, I just bumped into a Yakuza, literally. And it's like, okay, whatever. And for whatever reason, my buddy's like, yo, Jason almost got killed by a Yakuza. I was like, no, he didn't. He had better things to do.
Dude almost died. He just bumped into him.
Died, man.
That little text shows up like in the Yakuza games. It's a fight now. 3 thugs come out of the back alley.
That's what it is. That's what happens in Yakuza games. You bump into a random Yakuza. They sense the Yakuza on you, and then the fight starts. They didn't sense any Yakuza on me. So
it's like he's still in the tutorial.
He hasn't even played the games. He doesn't know what it's like. But yeah, obviously, like they wouldn't mess with like a foreigner either. So it's like they wouldn't really mess with anybody unless you're like on their turf. I think for the most part, like one of my favorite stories about Japan was that trick-or-treating was introduced, and and it became a tradition very quickly to find the local Yakuza in your neighborhood and beg and like ask them for money.
Oh God, really?
Because this started, and they actually had to put out like a disclaimer recently, like a couple years ago, because hey, so one of the patriarchs just died. There's a bit of a power vacuum going on. This Halloween, keep your kids away from us.
Stay away.
Because when trick-or-treating first came to Japan, a bunch of little kids put on costumes and would go to people's houses doing trick-or-treat. They go to a Yakuza's house, and he's like, what? And he's like, what? What the hell is this? And the kids are asking for treats. Yeah. And he just gives them money to leave. They then tell their friends, yo, this guy's giving out money! And then they all go to his house. And then they all start trick-or-treating, and he's just giving them money to go away, and it became a tradition that Yakuza would give money to kids.
Imagine paying a bunch of annoying kids to get off your doorstep, and then you get more kids. Here's some money, please leave.
Please leave me alone.
You're not supposed to be here, kid. Get lost.
It's one of my favorite stories. It's just so weird. It's like, despite all the crimes they commit, like, Yakuza has such a weird history.
Did you ever show up, or the last time you visited, were there any festivals or things going on that you happened to like stumble into?
Not. I wanted to go to like a cherry blossom festival. There was like a lot of yukatas around. I did buy a yukata actually.
Nice.
But I only wore it like once because I forgot to buy the sash. I'm like, oh damn it, what do I do now?
It's kind of important, but you know.
Yeah. Cause I bought it, and then I saw at the store I really liked, there was a place in Shibuya that sold like this cool goth shit. In fact, that's where I got this shirt, which is my favorite shirt.
Oh, that's sick. I like the
extra
aesthetic.
Baggy, so it fit me. So I was like, oh, good. Extra baggy is like, yeah, like when you like they generally sell it to like tiny dudes where it would be like hanging off them. But I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's like it's slightly baggy, but hey, it fits me good. And I love this shirt. It's great. I bought a pair of pants there that fit me. But after COVID, they don't fit me anymore.
Really like, cool pants, I feel like when it comes to like pants and shoes, I feel like that's what people have the hardest time finding stuff if you're in Japan because of sizing. You end up paying more to get like, you know,
Yeah, I actually went to Yellow House to buy like a lot of cool stuff, which is a very popular destination in Harajuku, the fashion district, where I walk into the store and this lady, this like old 70-year-old woman with a like her English isn't very good. She's like, she's like, oh no, oh hello there, pick out anything you want. I design her.
Yeah, okay.
And it was adorable, and it was just one of those things where I look around and it's just wall to wall Polaroids of her with rock stars.
Dang. Sluggo Chew, what's all this then? Hey, what's up, Sluggo Chew?
Hey.
This is the start of a mini series. Recording all these conversations is Let's Talk Japan, where we just get stories, and I'm Sir Squiggleton over here sharing his experience in Japan.
Yeah, it was
full disclaimer. You're next.
Great time. I generally can't remember like a lot. Like, yeah, I know there's a few things I'm like actually like glossing over. There's a few things I want to talk about, but there's like so many things I did that it was absolutely wild.
Well, let's narrow this down. Like, where would you say? How many places did you visit while you were in Japan?
I generally stuck around Tokyo. Tokyo is huge and very dense, so there was always something to do there. And I got in the habit actually, and I recommend this to everybody who's in a big city, is take the subway one stop before or after where you want to go, and then walk the rest of the way and see what you see.
Ah, that's actually good advice. I never thought to do something like that.
Yeah, I found a lot of cool stuff. I found a cafe that I stopped at. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's go there. I go to a cafe where you can play with sugar gliders and hedgehogs.
You keep finding all the wildest restaurants, I swear. The penguins.
Oh god, I hope that. No, it wasn't a restaurant, but it was like a cafe. Cat cafe.
Oh, okay, all right.
It was essentially a cat cafe, but with sugar gliders and hedgehogs. What a weird mix, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Maybe they get along. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a weird combination. Sugar gliders and hedgehogs. I always thought sugar gliders were really cool when I learned about them.
Sugar gliders are very cool. At the last place I worked, one of the girls had a sugar glider, and because they're a I don't remember what to call them, but like a bond rodent. Because rats are the same way. You have to get them in pairs, or else because they bond really closely and they get very lonely and can die of broken hearts.
Oh,
sugar gliders are the same way, but they're very expensive, so it's not really viable to buy two of them.
Oh,
so everybody with a sugar glider usually keeps it with them and will keep it like inside their hoodie or in their pocket or something.
I always see that like the little glider pocket, like they have a little pouch on the front of their shirt.
Yeah, you gotta keep the glider in there.
That's interesting. Well, continue with story. I didn't mean to cut you off on that.
Oh no, not at all. That was basically it. It was kind of
How did you come about that advice of stopping one station before? Did you just decide to do it on a whim?
Yeah, I just said, yeah, let's do that. And every time I did it was something cool. Like, I would stop, like, yo, there's a shrine right here. Oh, this is right when Pokemon Go was pretty popular, too, so I was finding a lot of fun stuff in Pokemon Go. I just bought a new phone. Actually, same night I was in Shinjuku, walking to Yakiniku Black Hole and getting, like, harassed by random people doing possibly illegal things. This guy goes up to me, hands me a business card, goes, hey, he's like, hey, I got some cheap new phones. They fell off a truck. And he hands me, like, the nicest business card I've ever seen. And I'm like, I just bought this phone. I'm not in the mood for it. It's like, I don't really need one. And out of instinct, the guy put the business card in my pocket. He's like, hey, that's my only one! And then like, yanks it back out of my hand.
You're not supposed to keep the card.
I'm supposed to keep the card.
Look at it, memorize what's on it.
I do remember one of my regrets, although I could probably just buy it online now, is I did see when I was in Japan, I had, near the end of my trip, I had to be careful about my souvenirs, because I looked in my suitcase, I'm like, I can't fit any more stuff in here. I bought too much stuff. I came with a half-full suitcase, and my suitcase is overflowing right now from all the shit I bought.
Oh, that's like a nightmare to think, like, having to leave something behind, or you pay to ship it there? What do you do if you have too much stuff?
I guess I would just buy a new bag and just travel with an extra carry-on.
Oh, that makes sense.
But, so I was doing that. Actually, kind of the funny thing was, like, talking to people back home, because I would do, like, morning streams, because that was nighttime for other people. I did a FaceTime so I could talk to my cat, and she got so excited to hear my voice. That was really cute.
Like, they miss you, you know? You're gone for a while. How long were you in Japan for?
I was in Japan for 10 days.
10 days. All right. That's pretty wild, though.
It was so much fun. But the thing I miss most about Japan is the toilets.
The toilets?
Toilets are incredible. So Japanese public bathrooms are great because like every toilet has like a built-in bidet, a seat warmer. It's got like settings and stuff. And you know how in the United States Public bathrooms have like massive gaps in the doors, and like and like a huge gap like that big on the
like someone's peeking at you through the doors, like I'm watching.
Yeah, like you have to walk by and like peek through to see who's in there because they just close automatically. Yeah, fully flush door that goes to the ceiling, touches everything. Yeah, when you're in Japan, and it's like, yeah, when you lock the door, it tells you it's locked. So
like that's how it should be. Like how hard? Why are there gaps in stalls? Why?
Laziness. I don't know. Well, like, yeah, public bathrooms are way better in Japan. Everything's clean, like I said about the Shinto thing, where like nobody, like there's no litter. Like I've never seen such a clean city. Even on garbage day, when they pile all the trash bags on the corner, it was still cleaner than every city I've ever been to.
Wow. Was it hard to find the trash can?
Yes, actually, that was the one issue, because trash cans were only near vending machines and places you would stop, like where you got food. So I'm walking around drinking coffee out of a can, and I'm like, oh wait, there's nowhere to throw it out. So I would have to like put it in my pocket. I'd put the empty can in my pocket and go back to my hotel room.
Oh my god, just waiting to offload the garbage.
Yeah, because I had garbage with me. I couldn't find any public trash cans anywhere.
It's anti-worker architecture. I believe it.
No, not really. I mean,
I think they're talking about like the gaps in this
in America. Oh yeah, I can see that.
Toilets are the go confirmed. All right. What's the weirdest thing you saw in a vending machine while you were there?
Oh, weirdest thing I saw in a vending machine. Like straight up a Hamburg steak.
What?
Yeah.
Steak in a vending machine? Did you try it?
Yeah, they had like warm food vending machines. I got the ramen instead.
I would admit that. I feel like it takes a brave soul to try vending machines.
I should have tried the Hamburg steak. It was probably delicious.
Probably, that's the one thing that's just like wild to me is just like how far they go with vending machines out there. You can find a vending machine for everything. I hear.
I do like got rid of a lot of the penny vending machines because that became kind of a meme.
I only heard about one of those. I didn't know they were that widespread.
Oh no, I think they were like a very rare thing back in the day, but they became kind of a cultural like joke. But then afterward, like Japan's like, okay, we gotta crack down on these. It's not really helping our reputation.
I heard stories that like around the Tokyo Olympics, there was like this wide sweep of like all porn. It's like pulled from different shelves. They got rid of that. They
brought back the Tower of Porn.
Did the tower survive? I want to know now.
Tower survived.
Tower survived.
This was right after the Tokyo Olympics, I believe.
What do we call him? The Emperor of Porn or whatever is like waiting there, like no.
The porn
the tower
lord.
The porn lord's like the tower stays.
The tower stays. You must defeat me in order to do that. Oh, you've seen a ugly bastard. I am the ugly bastard.
I apologize if you laughing into the mic. I'm sorry.
No. If I'm telling jokes, that's how I want to respond to it.
The ugly bastard. It's me. My name
the progenitor of all the ugly bastards. And they reproduce via budding like a sea sponge.
They do. They probably do.
That's why they all look the same.
So going back to like your favorite, I think you got to answer the question. I kind of distracted there. What was your most memorable place you visited while in Japan?
Most memorable place? I kind of want to say the Monogatari Cafe because I went there a few times, but like Yakiniku Black Hole was pretty cool. Disneyland was like okay. You know what? Tower of Porn. That's the most memorable. Like there's no other place I can experience something like that specific.
I can't imagine like just going up another floor and it gets more and more extreme as you go up each.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me there was these Canadian YouTubers, the Super Best Friends. They disbanded a couple years ago. But Matt was talking. Yeah, he's from Canada, and he was mentioning they went to an American supermarket, and he's going, "Why is there an entire row of cookies?" And then he looks over, "Why is there a second row of cookies? How bad of a cookie do you have to be to not be in cookie row 1?"
He didn't make the cut.
Oh, he has a show called Keeping It Cereal for a while, where he would review different cereals, and he kept getting imported American cereals because he's going like, "Yo, look at all these cereals they have down across the border."
Man,
I imagine that's the only other thing you can experience, like going to another country that has like a focus on a particular kind of excess.
Yeah.
And in the case of Akihabara, it's otaku stuff. Porn, anime, manga, all this. Oh, I went to a few manga stores. Manga stores are really nice. Very chill.
Would you say it was more affordable?
Very affordable. I got figures there that were like, this figure, again, I got it out of a claw and spent like $4 on it. Oh yeah, that was the one issue I have is that every single arcade machine takes 100 yen. So equivalent to a little bit under $1.
Okay. All right. So was it hard to keep track of like your spending? Was it?
Not exactly, because I just got the I did go to the 7 and Holdings like every other night to like do a big withdrawal.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the funny thing is that I didn't know, I thought it was a weird like copyright dodge thing when I saw 7 and Holdings in Kisamonogatari, but no, 7-Eleven in Japan is also a bank.
I did not know.
Yeah.
I knew 7-Eleven was like good, but like I didn't know it's like a whole bank there too.
Oh, also the ATM closes all the time, so I couldn't get the I could do a withdrawal on Sunday.
Wait. The ATM closes.
The ATM closed, but 7 Holdings was still open.
Why does the ATM close? It's a machine.
It actually would close like at like 7 o'clock like every night too. It was so weird. Like everything shuts down at night in Tokyo. Even in Tokyo.
Oh my god.
It was so weird how little nightlife the city had.
That's what like blows my mind. Like I always thought Tokyo would have like a big nightlife. I wouldn't expect it to be like completely dead after a certain hour. Although that's also kind of cool.
It's kind of nice. It's really calm, and like as a result, you can go to like, again, a lot of restaurants are closed, but you can go get like some midnight ramen.
That's a whole other experience. I bet just chilling at night, just eating ramen.
Chilling, eating ramen, like just kind of talking to people, and like kind of vaguely working through the language barrier a little bit. That was a fun thing my hotel had. My hotel had a lot of complimentary meals, including a late night, like had like a late night meal where it's like, hey, we made some like light ramen, we got some miso soup, and it was delicious. Nice. It had like a pork dumpling with it.
So in terms of like, go on.
My hotel hated me.
What? Why?
Because when I came in, every time I came back, I would go Tadaima, which is like. So, the thing about that is that the closest English equivalent is I'm home, but it's kind of a bit of... It doesn't refer to, like, home, like, for anything temporary. It's like, Tadaima has to refer to, like, where you live.
Oh.
Or something like that. So every time I said Tadaima, they'd look at me like, you don't live here, you fuck. you gross gaijin, you don't live here, don't pretend you do. So they looked at me with the look of disgust.
It could have been straight pure confusion too. Like,
that's a little like, wait, you live here? Well, do you think you live here now? You have to leave on whatever day your money runs out.
Does he know he has to leave?
800 yen a night at the hotel. Oh, no, 8,000 yen, my bad. 8,000 yen a night at the hotel.
What is that? $80 a night?
$80 a night at one of the best hotels I've ever been to. Pretty big room, complimentary robes. They gave me slippers that didn't fit because I have big feet.
That's so. I mean, like this hotel sounds pretty baller. It had a hot spring on the rooftop.
Yep, the Dormy Inn in Akihabara.
Dormy Inn. Remember that?
The Dormy Inn. Like I said, I would recommend it because it had a hot spring on the roof, and that was the clinch. I'm like, yo, they got a hot spring. I'm staying at this hotel.
With a view, no less.
Yeah. Okay, it didn't really have a view. There was again, because there's so many like skyscrapers in the area. If there was a view, like everybody would be able to see you because a lot of buildings are pretty close together.
That makes sense. That is yeah.
Yeah. So it had super tall like bamboo fencing around it. Also, it kept the female and like male section separate.
So it was not mixed bathing.
There wasn't mixed bathing.
I heard they exist.
Mixed bathing exists, but it's mostly in the countryside.
Yeah. So did you have any like encounters with people where you couldn't communicate, but it was still like
yeah, that first guy who thought we were trying to kidnap Sasuke?
That's the best one, honestly. It's like, yeah, we're here for Sasuke.
There was you know what, the most like aggravating one, because I felt so bad that the guy was getting annoyed with me. This is like the only rude person I met in all of Japan, except for those people who are trying to sell me stuff.
Right.
But this is like the only rude like Japanese guy working a legitimate job that I met, and it was the dude at the 7 and Holdings, because I'm like, you know what? Like, convenience stores have like the pre-made meals, and they look pretty damn good. So I'm gonna get one. So I buy a meal, I hand him the money, and I did like the calculation wrong, and he asked me for like a little bit more, and I just got confused, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm speaking like slowly, I'm trying to do like a translation, and he's just like basically talking like pretty fast too.
Yeah.
he was getting really annoyed that I couldn't understand. So until I realized, oh, and I handed him like way too much money, and then he handed me like whatever change it was.
Oh man, that would stress me out. I hear like there's almost like a different version of Japanese that's spoken when you're like at convenience stores too. It's
so that is a lot of Kansai dialect. A lot of people from like Osaka and stuff work at convenience stores, I guess. And there's sometimes like the Kansai dialect is pretty subtle. Other times the guy you walk into a store like "Imashuri." It's like, okay, yeah, I can hear that.
So it's like a different dialect entirely then. It's Kansai.
It's not only a different dialect, they call things different words. That's where it gets confusing.
Really?
It's similar to like Southerners calling like soda Coke.
Okay, all right.
Me off.
Soda, Coke, Cola.
But like they have like different colloquial names for stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's a word I can never pronounce. Colloquial, names for things, and that leads to a lot of the confusion. Like for translation, when you're learning like accents, you have to learn straight up different words.
Oh man.
So funny enough, an artificial voice can have a Kansai dialect, as far as I know.
That's funny.
Like a text-to-speech can sound Kansai because of the words it uses.
I feel like a lot of the situations that you encounter when it comes to like Google, like for example, Google Translate kind of shooting you in the foot, might not be as bad now because now you can just like it can translate real-time text as you look at through the lens. It's so weird.
Yeah, I was using so what I was using for the most part is I was using voice recognition, and it probably wasn't that good.
I believe it.
Yeah, so
whenever I use it, it's always like it butchers it. So
one of the more memorable things was designer fruit.
Designer fruit.
So as far as I know, this might be inaccurate because I think I'm paraphrasing from like a little bit of what I learned in JoJo. I know that there's like I do know there is a market for this. I just don't know how they do it exactly, but I think it's like a case where they have to grow fruit in a very particular way, where they kind of devote like a large section of the vineyard or like plantation to one particular like area of it, and like they will grow like a bunch of strawberries around a certain strawberry bush to die and get eaten by like all the other bugs and stuff, so they can grow it without fertilizers, and like they basically defend it by like forcing all the bugs and like pests to eat the fruit and then act as compost and fertilizer for the fruit that they want to grow.
That sounds so wild.
I think it's something like that, but you see like the most gorgeous fruit you have ever seen in your life there, and it's like $100.
That's crazy.
It is like rich businessmen like gifts for like a company merger is like what
you're
it's
not
reserved.
Just buying this just to eat. You're buying this for your boss or something.
Yeah, you get like a watermelon that is like maybe that big, and it is like so shiny. Okay. And like has perfect stripes on it. And I'm just going like, why is this fruit so gorgeous? Why is it so expensive? But I did find when I got off the subway one stop late, I found a little fruit shop that sold these peaches that were only like $2 for like a bushel of 4. And they were in these like little like styrofoam. I can only describe them as cradles.
Okay, all right.
It was like they looked like they were in these like little like mesh shirts made of styrofoam to like keep them like protected, and they were the juiciest peaches I ever ate. And they were like $2 for like 4.
That's not bad at all.
They were very good, and they were like borderline designer, but like not to that like level of beauty. Like they were very pretty fruit, but like not that ridiculous. But they were still delicious.
This just gets me really interested in the agriculture game. Agriculture game in Japan. It must be like on a different level if you make. I do know
that a lot of food production in Japan does follow kind of a philosophy of like working really hard to get like an amazingly high quality for one particular like cut of meat or like fruit or something like that.
You want to try the $30 apples from Japan. Also, by the way, at any time, if anyone in the chat has a question,
if you have any questions, I would love
please
to
feel free to ask them. We can do a
quick
Q&A.
No, I saw Yakuza. It was at night. He was wearing his sunglasses at night, so that was kind of the funny thing.
How do you feel about that? Like wearing them at night? You think it's
kind of suspicious? Cool? You know what? I've done that, but it's usually when I'm very drunk. I did that when I was at Colossal. I had my 8-bit sunglasses on.
Uh-huh. Those shades are pretty dope, though. So, do you ever encounter, speaking of which, because I know, like, the laws are slightly different in Japan, so it's not uncommon to see, like, people just drunk during the day just walking around because it's not a law against being publicly intoxicated. Did you see a lot of that?
Yeah, a little bit, but, like, nothing really I could notice. It was mostly, like, in, like, the subway. It was a lot of times at night, you could every once in a while find a dude who pulled an all-nighter.
Oh. Yeah. That's kind of rough, too, I bet.
Actually, you know what? So, one thing, I will say something that was kind of disappointing. It was an okay meal, but I did go to a maid cafe, and it was very, very awkward.
Give me the play-by-play.
It was just one of those things where it's like, I'm okay. I did have a very fun, hey, Breakman, I'm just Squiggleton. But I did have a kind of a fun interaction because, so I walk in, the Ohio Goshujin-sama, all that typical stuff. They hire the smallest, cutest girls. I was, like, my waitress was, like below my chest. She was tiny.
Okay. So it's like, I probably going by yourself in and of itself probably feels a little bit weird rather than being with a group. But continue.
That's not too judgy, but like all the clientele looks exactly how you'd imagine them looking.
Like weebs.
They look like they look like that like kind of exaggerated like drawing of whenever there's a kind of a gross otaku in the background in an anime where their face is drawn with a little bit too much detail. And they look a lot like... a few of the customers looked a lot like that. I don't mean to sound too judgy, but that was a lot of the clientele.
It just paints a picture there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The real Elmo
again,
asked
a lot
the
of
question, saying, what's your favorite convenience store food? I mean,
I only, you know what? I had some gyodon from the convenience store. I didn't really eat at the convenience store very much. I only did it once because I kept going to restaurants. But yeah, the gyodon was very good. When I was... the first night there, I found this, like, little, like, diner at the side of the road. So, that guy I was traveling with, this was kind of a funny, like, kind of cultural, cultural, what's that term where it's like...
Culture shock?
Well, culture shock moment. Yeah, that's the term. Where, so, we're at this we're at this, like, little cafe, and generally, when you're at, like, a restaurant, you just kind of, like, go about your business and wait for the person to come to you.
Uh-huh.
The second we sat down, he just raised his hand and goes like, "Excuse me!" It's like, no,
hey, over here!
So yeah, I'm right here! And it was like an older guy too, so he probably wasn't very patient about that. He was fine with me, but he did not like the guy I was with.
Oh, yeah, getting kind of shouted at. I get really nervous at restaurants, so I would never do that.
Yeah, so this is the thing, we just be chill, be calm, be polite, and you're like pretty much fine anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like, respect them and they'll respect you. Like, yeah, like, for the most part, like, you can kind of feel, like, they're not gonna get mad at you, but they're gonna, like, have, like, the biggest look of, like, annoyance and disappointment and kind of shoot you the stink eye.
Yeah. So going back to the maid cafe, was the food at least good?
The food was kind of bland. I ordered, but it looked really amazing. I ordered the amu rice. And so they do that thing that you're definitely aware of, where they go like, "Hey, do you want me to write anything or draw anything on it?" And so my maid asked me, "What's your favorite animal?" "Ika, squid." And she like starts and is like, "Can I have something easier?" And I'm like, "Inu, dog." And it's like, okay, she drew a cute little dog on my omelet.
That's funny.
Okay, you know what? I like the way they make the omelets because it was one of those like really soft omelets that like comes out like as a blob, and then they cut it, and then it like unveils over your rice.
Oh,
that was pretty good. That was pretty cool. Like that was good. Like it doesn't really have. It was kind of a mild taste, and then my dessert was like the most goth looking ice cream I've ever seen.
Wait, goth looking? Like is this dark, like gothic?
Okay, maybe not goth, but like very much like a, you know, like the like that like okay, the most I can do is like every time an idol is dressed as a devil, they always have like the little bat wings that are wearing purple and stuff like that. It looked like that.
Okay,
but as ice cream. It was kind of good. It was a little bit sour, but it was kind of mild. And then I got my photo taken. I still, you know what? I should probably go grab this. I think
I'm gonna
go grab the photo I had. I know it's in like a folder. One sec.
All right. So yeah, I think it's really funny that I see 3 people in the chat here who I want to interview for the next segment. How you doing, Elmo? Break Meta? Sluggo True, if you're still lurking. Hit me up when the next time you guys are free. By the way, but not for the next like 3 days. I'm gonna be gone for 3 days. I'm leaving. To give you guys an idea, I'm gonna cut each of these into its own like quick. I'm gonna cut these into a video montage of giving people stories because I just think it's really interesting. Everyone always has like different experiences with traveling. I want to start with Japan, but I actually want to expand it with the other places as well. But like already, I'm learning different people's like philosophies when it comes to like how to approach traveling. Like Squiggleton's idea of getting off one stop early before you reach your destination, so you can walk to where it's at, so you can find more stuff while you're there. I think that was actually really cool advice. And I might actually try that.
Damn it, I can't find it.
It's all good.
Oh, yeah, it's underneath it's underneath like a lot of I swear I had it like open and like on something, but like I think that my cat knocked it over while I was gone, and when my mom was house sitting, I think she probably tossed it underneath like a bunch of greeting card stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I just like one of the things I'm always curious about maid cafes, because I always hear like stories, a lot of like YouTube vlogs center on it, and it always seems like it's kind of this wacky event where it's like you have idol shows going on and all sorts of.
Oh yeah. There was actually a very cute idol show that I did see, and you clap along and all that stuff, and that was fun.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd say it was a little. It was like, okay, I think I remember the awkwardness, but overall I had a positive experience.
That's what it feels like. I feel like those are like more like an interactive experience. So like maybe the food's not like the main draw, but it's like kind of geared around. Well, you know, geared around.
Speaking of maids, because I was in Akihabara, I was so sick of cute maids by the end of the trip.
How many did you see?
They are like, okay, I took a video in when I was in Japan. Like I won't be able to find it because it's like buried deep in my Facebook. But I took a video while I was there, and it was just one of those things. It was, I go down an alleyway and there's 3 different maids from 3 different cafes all handing out flyers. And I'm like, I want to see a gang fight.
It's probably super competitive. Could you imagine? Like, you're
it probably is, especially in Akihabara. I should have gone to the goth cafe or like the biker girl one. I went to Maid Dreamin', which is like the most basic, like vanilla maid cafe you can go to. I think I maybe would have had more fun at like another one if I went to like a more gimmicky one.
They need to do an ugly bastard cafe.
I mean, have you seen the I know it goes around on social media sometimes, but it's like the white man cafe, where it's like the most
that's real?
The most generic looking white dudes you've ever seen.
Please tell me that's like a joke, right? That's not real.
No, it's real. There's a market for like everything.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
You can find a cafe for whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, for whatever, like all taste. But like, yeah, I should have gone to like one of the cute like kind of goth girl ones. That would have been really fun. I'm just going through photos I took at Disney World. The last thing I said while I was in Japan was, "I'll miss you, Japanese toilets."
I'll miss the toilet. The toilet technology will never catch up. You're going to the Muscle Girl Cafe.
Oh, I would totally go there. Where they like force feed you protein drinks and force you to lift.
That sounds amazing and hype.
I'm just gonna go there every day instead of going to the gym.
I eat here, I get fit. They shame me if I don't stick to this diet.
Yeah.
It works out. It works out.
Okay,
Nothing motivates you to get fit better than being yelled at by a cute girl who can bench press you.
God, yeah. Okay, there we go. That's the that is the cute like devil devil ice cream I got.
Oh, you sent it? All right, let me check it out.
Yeah, yep, I just sent it.
Let's rent out a room at Con and do a Mobby Cafe. That would be.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I was joking about wearing my maid outfit and trying to infiltrate the maid cafe.
I should get a maid.
Join me.
One of those tactical maid outfits.
Yes. Go all in. All right. Okay. The screen's gonna freeze for a moment, y'all. I'm just gonna grab this picture here of this ice cream. This looks really good.
It was actually pretty good. It was like very. So that was actually the goofy thing is that a lot of the food, like the dude actually mentioned it to me, is that like Japanese sweets like cola and stuff, that a lot of the Japanese people can't handle carbonation, so like the carbonation's a lot weaker and like it's a lot less sweet, and like all the flavors are more mild for the palate. Like Japanese people like culturally have
I keep freezing your screen. There we go. I got you.
Yeah, have like a bit more of like a subtle palate.
Yeah. I'm about to say it looks like it has a different texture to it.
Yeah,
than what I'd usually see.
it was it was like a sherbet.
Okay, all right.
Oh, here was I'm just going through all the food photos I took right now. Most of the photos are food. I just love it.
I was just saying, like, yeah, I believe it. You went on the ultimate food trip.
Yeah.
You really did.
Oh, and then there's also the Aqua. Yeah, so this is the thing. All the rest were like these cute chibi versions of the characters.
Uh-huh.
But the secret Aqua one was like the most simplified, stupid design I've seen.
Oh.
And
Hold on, I'm pulling this up. I'm pulling it up.
yeah, yep.
Y'all gonna laugh when you see this.
I like how her hair is the only detailed thing.
We got a picture of you cheesing as a static image right now.
Oh yeah, oh that happens. Picture of me pogging.
There we go. Look at that. So, is this the infamous keychain that was missing?
That's the infamous keychain that got run over for a week straight.
I think it's funnier that this is the keychain that got ran over.
Yeah, even better. If it's the character.
Goofy expression.
I put in $2. I turned the crank. I got a regular Aqua, and then I got this version of Aqua. I'm like, I'm set. I don't need anything else.
Honeydew melon soda. What's up, Leo Star?
Oh yeah, honeydew melon soda is pretty good. Yeah, I did have one of those.
All right, hold on, let me catch up.
Yeah,
Mel B has competition. That is true. The toilets are top tier. I believe
so
it.
Good. Yeah, I'm just reading the chats right now.
Break Meta knows that I have beef with a very particular Japanese style toilet at a certain ramen shop in Detroit because I was stupid and pressed buttons and I did not know what it would do. And the whole restaurant heard my reaction to it. So it was the most quiet walk of shame out of the restaurant. I was so mad because everyone's just talking and like, you know, there's just chatter. There's all this white noise of people talking.
Yep.
As I leave, it's just quiet and they stare at me. I'm like,
it's incredible.
The worst. This is the worst trip ever. Hate it.
Oh.
It's stupid sweet. The Aqua's cute as fuck. Yo,
It is.
I'm loving all these pictures, and there's like one more. I gotta pull up the ramen.
Yeah,
I'm
the
populating
ramen.
the bottom of the screen with like
ramen.
all your memories of food.
The reason I love another place, a City Ramen in Royal Oak is also very good, but Johnny Noodle King in Detroit is like, I think it captures the spirit of ramen from Japan because it is built in the middle of nowhere under a bridge. And that is where you find good ramen when you're in Japan.
Let's go to this shady place. What's the shadiest place you've eaten at that was baller?
The shadiest place I ate at that was baller was one, oh man, I'm trying to think of like weird ones. I think for the most part, I mean, the people around Yakiniku Black Hole were shady, but Yakiniku Black Hole itself is like a gorgeous restaurant.
Okay. That I always say like, it takes a little bit of guts to like walk into a place because it may seem like it's a little intimidating if you're not from the country.
I should have ate ramen there, but I only just got a drink. I did go to one of those like those like alleyways that are just like a little bar.
See, that's
like pretty shady.
I want to go through.
Yeah, that was like kind of shady, and it was good. I should have eaten there, honestly. I ate too much that day anyway.
It sounds crazy, like it sounds scary, but I want to do it just because of the aesthetic. It's so weird.
Honestly, nothing in Japan's really scary.
You never once did you feel like you were like slightly intimidated by anything? You just felt chill.
No, not at all. But then again, I think that might be a bit of a white privilege thing. Yeah,
just go and just do it. Also, just kind of
although, like I said, the guy I was traveling with, who was having a good time, like he was black, and like everyone was treating him pretty nicely. So big city, I think racism is pretty low. They're used to seeing diverse people.
All right.
Yeah, so I think you'll be fine. You probably won't experience racism, except like maybe like mutterings from old people. But unfortunately, I think you probably get that everywhere.
Yeah, as long as I'm not gonna get like beat by some cop batons the moment I land.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen. The police like, don't. The police like, okay. I have heard the Japanese version of cops is the funniest shit in the world because like nothing really happens.
Wait, there's a Japanese version of cops. I gotta look this up now. I'm gonna have to look into this Japanese version of cops.
I've seen like random clips. Like an episode will just be, we found a businessman. He was too drunk. We had to keep him safe and keep him from falling into the subway, and we had to like get him home. Somebody bumped into a road barrier. We have to close off the street now and keep the person safe while we're calling the insurance company.
Meanwhile, cops in America, they're just having full-on shootouts and running people over with cars.
Yeah, all the time.
So we got some questions going on in the chat here. Yeah. Also, apparently, Friendly Neighbor said Noodle King sucks. Umari's is fantastic.
I'll have to try umame's then. I mean, I like City Ramen, but I did like Johnny Noodle King a lot every time I've gone. But
Elmo wants to know.
Oh yeah, no,
so
I remember. Yeah, you were talking. Yeah, like no, we're friends in real life. She was always talking shit about Johnny Noodle King.
Johnny Noodle King sucks. You know what though? I'm a little bit biased because my birthday party, we were stuck standing out there waiting for that table reservation. I was about to go full Yakuza and beat up whoever was still sitting there having a conversation. Like, you are done eating. Get up and leave.
On my birthday.
I'm about to level up on my birthday tonight.
Actually, yeah, I kind of did go to Japan for my birthday, funny enough. It was like I went like a week before my birthday.
Oh, nice.
And then I got a new job on my birthday. Funny enough, I got a call like on my birthday saying like, hey, like when can you start? And during the interview, it's like, what have you done lately? I just went to Japan. Want to see photos? And I showed my like then boss photos from Japan, and that's how I got my last job.
Wow. Wait,
I just recently quit actually, but
so you've had melon soda, but what's your thoughts on CC Lemon?
You know what? I actually took a photo of me drinking CC Lemon.
Explain. Is this a joke? Is this something I'm out of the loop about? What is CC Lemon?
It's just a lemon soda. It's pretty good. Okay, so kind of a weird thing about me is that I have the most nostalgia for lemon drops.
Ah. Okay.
So lemon flavor like takes me back to like my favorite memories from being a little kid because my great grandma always had a ton of lemon drops in her candy dish.
Nice.
So I love old people candy.
Leo starts as OK Kazuma.
Okay, Kazuma. Yeah. Gotta fight everybody. If you fight somebody, you can learn to respect them.
That's it.
I have a long-running joke that I absolutely love the idea of consensual fistfights.
I mean, isn't that a thing in Seattle? Mutual fight law?
Maybe. That sounds awesome.
If you
I'm
both
down
agree,
with that.
there was a famous video. It's really interesting. To go off topic for just a second here. Have you ever heard of Phoenix Jones? He was a real-life hero who had a fall from fame because he ended up selling drugs. Yeah, he went from busting drugs to selling drugs. But it was so funny because like one of the videos that made him go viral was the cops had to let him fight this guy because they both agreed to mutual fight law. So he has to watch this guy in a costume basically kickbox this dude on the street. He's like, well, if you agree, but once you go down, then that's it. It's over.
Yeah, I think I remember this video from Atrocity Guide's documentary about him.
Yeah, they covered that. I just think it's really crazy that mutual fight law is a thing in Seattle.
It should be everywhere.
Lemon soda that contains 108 lemons in every bottle. What?
Yeah, okay, you know what? It is very lemony. That is kind of the gimmick. It was very lemony. I thought it was pretty good. I got Pocori Sweat just because it's called Pocori Sweat.
How was it?
It just tastes like mild Sprite.
Mild Sprite?
And it's kind of like a milky color. Another thing that my tour guide took me to that we ate was those I'm gonna say it, Harajuku crepes are the best crepes in the world.
Oh, well, we have a huge crepe enthusiast in the chat, so if he disagrees, he's gonna chime in like 2 seconds. But
I mean, I understand that like French crepes are a thing, but like French are like too focused on being like authentic. These are like, yo, we got a crepe, we filled it with a bunch of fruit, here's some ice cream. And it was delicious.
I like crepes, so the bar's not high for me. I will eat them.
There's a crepe shop near me that's pretty good. When I went there, I put an hour on the parking meter, and I was done with my meal in like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, that was fast. They had the food to me like instantly, and I wolfed it down.
So, are there any other like really noteworthy experiences that you had in Japan? And then, just to kind of wrap this up, what's some advice you'd give to somebody who wants to go to Japan for the first time? Like, what you think they should absolutely do?
Absolutely, like, okay, if you're into any particular, like, fandoms, or, like, again, like, I would look up to see, like, why do you want to go to Japan, and is the thing you want in the area you're going to? Like, look into that and see how many versions of that thing there are.
Okay.
One of the things I actually did is, because of the way, if you're going to Tokyo especially, one of the things I did is that the subway system is great. Get a subway pass. For whatever reason, camera stores sell subway passes.
Wow, even the camera stores, huh?
I actually still have my subway passes from Japan because I don't want to throw them out.
Just for nostalgia reasons, I feel that.
Yep, I got 3 72-hour subway passes while I was there.
That was good. Was it good value?
It was good value. It was like I think like $20 like for I think it might have been less than that for like a no. It was, I think it was like $10 for like a 3-day pass.
That's not bad. Not
But
bad
you
at
can
all.
buy them like online too, and I didn't know that. But what I'd always go to the store and buy it, and like they had, because it's like a touristy area. They're like, yeah, totally, you can buy that here.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, it was easy to go shopping like everywhere. I will. Okay, know what I'm gonna say? Don't buy stuff at a duty-free store because you're gonna find like a better version somewhere else, probably.
Like, when you say duty free, is that like those tax exempt stores?
Yes.
Okay.
I did buy some stuff at a duty-free store, and then I found like a better version in Shibuya. I'm like, oh man, I could have gotten a way cooler like yukata.
Oh, so is it like they sell like bootleg versions of things then?
Yes.
Of?
Oh, this kind of goes for anywhere you're going, but don't mess up like I did, and forget that you had it, for like not realize that your foot that you broke a year before didn't heal right.
Uh-huh.
Because the whole time when I was walking in Japan, there was a few days where I was like, from walking around, like, it turned out later that my foot healed wrong, like pinched some of the muscle, and I got a bunch of scar tissue from the way my foot healed when I broke it.
That's rough.
And so, like, my foot just started killing me one day, so I'm like, wear comfy shoes.
Come prepared.
Yeah.
All right.
Come prepared is the big thing. When you're take public transportation, because like, hey, other countries have that, and they have in spades. And when you do, like, use that time to look up like stuff, look up like locations of what you're going. Yeah, like where you're going. Like, I looked up so many like travel destinations when I went to Ikebukuro, because I didn't know much about Ikebukuro. So I'm like, I'm gonna walk to the places I know, and while I'm on my way there, I can search up what to do next.
It's good advice. Good advice.
And yeah, like feel free to talk to people. Like, do stuff you wouldn't do at home, and like try to find try to find the weirdness everywhere you go.
I like that advice too, because you know there's something, little something everywhere for everybody
Yeah.
if you know where to look.
Yeah, I think if I ever go back, I want to get a bit weirder. Like, I want to go to some like weird, seedy, questionable places.
I just like the idea of going to all the weird bars. What's public transportation in Michigan?
People
You ain't
mover.
Wrong, Leo Star. People move. I don't even got that where I live. It's so dumb. I hate it so much.
The people mover in Detroit. Just take that. Yeah, I mean, when you travel to better places.
We're now approaching the convention center. Everyone knows that joke. Greyhound.
Oh God, you're right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you go to other countries, they have good public transportation. New York has good public transportation. The subway system's great. Also, you see the craziest people you've ever seen.
Okay.
And rats bigger than my cat.
You see? Oh yeah. New York. You will fight. New York City rats will fight you.
That is okay. New York City rats are like the mid-level enemies you find while you're wandering around.
It is there. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I went to the Pokemon store. Oh yeah, there's one place I couldn't escape the Minion ads while I was there.
Oh, because
there was a few Minion ads.
So I guess one last question I'll ask is
Yeah.
like, what was something that was like really hyped up, but when you went to see it, it was just like, eh.
I want to say takoyaki was not as good as I thought it would be.
That's the squid balls, yeah.
Yeah, the octopus balls. They were like okay, but I'm like, oh, I was expecting something a bit different.
I tried takoyaki once and I didn't like it either. I didn't want to say it because Break Metal would have talked so much shit to me. Because he already told me you're probably not going to like him. Like, you don't know what I like and what I don't like. Let me eat these octopus balls and try for myself. And
also, salmon roast sucks.
Salmon roast?
I don't like fish eggs.
Arriving at Kobo, Huntington Center, VTubers.
This was before VTubing was a thing. This was in 2017.
I almost wonder like how the experience would be now versus then.
Probably like a bit different, but there's a few places I feel like if you went to, they would still be the same. Like everything in Shibuya is like so iconic that nobody wants to change anything.
That makes sense. That makes sense, honestly. Freaking Shibuya. I'm excited for Shibuya. I don't know if you've ever seen like these videos. There's always these events that happen once a year, like this giant Halloween party that happens in Shibuya, where everyone's just walking around in costumes. It always looks like it's wild.
You know what? I just remember the biggest regret that I had.
Oh, what's that?
I didn't get an international license.
You said you didn't? Or you did?
Oh,
okay.
I didn't. Because while I was there, this business is gone now, I think. I think they had to, like, restructure it. I think it might have actually, like, shut down, though. While I was in Akihabara, I saw a group of, like, 8 people in go-karts dressed as Mario characters riding down the street.
Oh! You saw them!
Yeah.
I would see, like, one in a video every now and then.
Yep. And I'm going, what is going on here? And then I found the place that did that. I'm like, I want to do this right now. And like, sorry, you need an international license. I'm like, oh no!
Yeah, because you're really, like, driving down the street. I heard that business actually closed.
Yeah, it closed because of copyright infringement.
All right, Bobby Nerd, I need to make you my hot dog takoyaki, basically pixie. I will try it. I'll try it.
That sounds like, okay,
that sounds
I
good.
have had a Wagyu hot dog, and it was pretty good.
That is Wagyu beef. See, I'm just like, I just remember all these things I need to try. Because it sounds like the biggest experience there is really just the different kinds of food, you know? And the dining experience seems to be like actually a part of the experience. All these themed restaurants.
Yeah, I am a firm, so that's the thing. I kind of have a weird bit of a food obsession because I believe food is the best signifier of of any place's culture. Because like if you go to a place and you eat like what's popular there, it tells you a lot. It tells you like everything you need to know about that place. Are they close to the water? I guess that means they would have a lot of seafood. Are they, are they like a farm community? Do they have a lot of livestock? Like, do they have fruit? Is it a tropical climate? It's like, how much spices do they use? Does that mean that they grew up, that like they generally prefer spicier food because they had a drier climate where it was harder to keep food preserved? It's like you can learn a lot about a culture through their food, and that's why I'm so obsessed with food. And I made a point in one of my D&D games to talk about the staple foods of like all the countries on my continent, and my players did not understand why I was so obsessed with doing that.
Richard says Wagyu burgers are at Arby's.
That is true. I should go to Arby's.
Wait, do they really?
They do have Wagyu burgers at Arby's, apparently. I should go try that.
That's crazy. This is really topical. Thank y'all for the 7 likes on the live stream, by the way. There's 11 of us chilling here. Everyone say what's up. Nice. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask them.
Any questions, like I remember this trip pretty vividly and all that, so I can probably answer like everything. So,
got any more wacky stories of your crazy adventures in Japan land?
Trying to think of like other stuff. The first. I feel like I should go through my photos to like try and like see like I did go to a shrine that was, I don't know, I'm gonna find this picture. I don't know what the hell this thing was, but I was worried that if somebody gathered enough items, like a demon would come out of it. I don't know what it was. It was like this weird straw hut that was protected by almost like a chain link fence. And I was like, what lives in this thing? Like, so it feels like something lives here.
This is like the precursor to a world-changing event that's going to happen.
Yeah. Like, I seriously thought there was, like I looked at this thing and I'm like, what is that? Oh, yeah, I went to a ton of Japanese arcades. It was great, like, going after school, school got out, because you saw, like, the killers who were on the drum, like,
Oh, the Taiko?
There was this one, like, on Taiko Drum Master just, like, destroying it, and, like, on max level, they were playing, like, that one guitar game, that one guitar game that inspired Guitar Hero.
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, it was something like that, but I need to find... I did go to shrines a lot. Going to shrines was pretty neat. But yeah, I did explore quite a few of the arcades. My phone had a dollar sign. Yeah, that's what the arcades was like.
Money.
Okay, here is the ominous boss spawner.
Oh, you got a picture of...
Every comment is what dwells in here.
What is in there?
What dwells inside the... Oh, wait. Why did it crop it like that? Okay, one second. I just had to change the crop.
Oh, no worries.
There we go. Okay, I keep backing out too much, even though I should probably stay there because that's where all the good photos are. Here is the boss spawn device. I don't know what the hell that thing was, but it looked ominous, and it was at a shrine, so it's like, oh, religious significance. And Oni lives in that thing.
It has to be. This looks like for context, y'all. There's the picture.
Picture of that. Oh, wait to freeze again.
There we go. Every time I click off, it does that. There's probably a better. I'll have a better method next time for these sorts of things.
Yeah, definitely. Every time, If you said it's called Aerosmith, it's not called Aerosmith, Avery.
It's funny because I almost wanted to say that too, but I'm like, no, it inspired Guitar Hero.
What? One sec.
Legacy Uwo is not a question.
It's a threat.
It's a threat.
No, it's not the guitar. What was that one called?
I'm looking at the time.
I think it was just Guitar. Oh, Guitar Freaks. Guitar
Freaks. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, also, that was the first place I got to play that table flipping game before they started bringing it to like every Youmacon, and then it stopped.
You know.
And that was at round 1, and then they got rid of it. I love the table flipper game.
Why did they get rid of it? I wonder. People were just being too rough with it.
I'm assuming people were being too rough, but that game is incredible.
I'm always like really frustrated when I see it at conventions, so I never get to play it because there's always like 80 people crowded around it, and I'm too polite to like move. I want to play the game.
I set the high score at ASEN a couple years ago.
Hilarious.
Yeah, the planetarium, the aquarium, Disneyland. Disneyland was kind of a disappointment. I like I said, I regret not going to Tokyo Disney Sea because that's the good one. Going to Shrines was a lot of fun. There was this like $300 figure I should have bought. What was the price on that? Oh, it was 398,000 yen.
Oh,
like a bit under $400.
What was it? Oh,
it was the Abyss princess from Kantai Collection.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that like white-haired girl with the big claw hands.
Yeah, was
Harbor Princess. That's her name.
Big statue.
Big figure. You know what? I will say a lot of figures were pretty cheap. I got a Hanakawa figure that was really high detail for like $20.
Dang, you can't beat that.
Because they had because they were doing a weird clearance where they just got that one in, and then there was so many like nerd stores that had figures just out in front being guarded by nobody, like it was a garage sale.
Well, I always wonder like that's probably like really low too, right?
Yeah. They had figures like it was basically like a bargain bin of figures that were like under $5.
If I had space, I would get into figure collecting. As you can see, most of my stuff's relegated to like my box right here, so I have no place to put them. But I love looking at figures.
Yeah, I got a big figure wall in my living room. I was working from home and we had a Zoom call meeting. And so I had to put my camera on, and one of my coworkers goes, "Yo, how many figures you got there?" I'm like, "I don't know, like a couple dozen." And he goes, "What's your favorite? Yeah, favorite one?" I'm like, "Definitely the sexy Ash Williams, made by Yakoto Bukiya."
Remember the internet collectively losing their shit over the Tifa one that wasn't even official?
But I don't care if it's not official. Looks great.
Man, I feel that. Well,
I've seen that sexy Yor one.
The who? Oh, Yor? Yeah. It's the figure game's really stepping up.
Yeah.
I feel for the people who collect them though, because their wallets probably hurt. It's a really expensive hobby. Yeah. That is for sure.
I mean, hey, if you're in Japan, it's pretty damn cheap.
I feel like it's the same problem though. Like, I wonder how big the figure collecting culture is when space is so limited. Depending on like if you live in like an apartment. That's a good point.
Something. Like that. That's probably why I think they probably like do have to charge less to like encourage people to buy more because less space. If they charged a lot, people like would have a harder time justifying it.
It's the same reason. Like I heard the reason why like console gaming wasn't so huge in Japan was because again space. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't imagine VR in Japan being very popular.
You're like in a tiny room. I've seen some weird apartments before. I don't know, but anyways, I want to thank you for being on here and sharing your Japanese story. Your stories of going to Japan. If you anything you want to shout or plug, now is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, I'll plug my YouTube channel as well as my Twitch. If you want to see me, it is just Sir Squiggleton. I'm gonna put.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna put myself in the chat. One sec.
Got the link. If it nukes it, let me know.
I mean, it's the thing with in chat. You just click on my name, but yeah, I can do the link to my Twitch. Why not? Let's see, I'm on Twitch. I have been streaming Wonderful 101 to, like, very few people.
Wonderful 101 type. You know, no.
Wonderful 101 is an amazing game.
I wouldn't even sweat it. Like, you start out with small view account, but as long as you stay with it, you know. And
that's my plan. I'm just sticking with it because I have fun.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's really all that matters, right?
Okay, it looks like it didn't nuke it, so. Yep, but, yeah, I got my Twitch. You just click on my name for my YouTube and all that. Yeah, like that links to like everything else I got Twitter and everything, so if you want to see more of me. General plugin thing, yo. Oh, hey, membership.
Yo, Heartland! 7 months in the late night guild. Pocket Wi-Fi
Nice.
will be your best friend. Hello! Yo,
Pocket Wi-Fi is nice. Yeah.
I keep hearing all this pocket Wi-Fi, and I just need to like be walked through doing this because I know when I go, I want to stream like a little bit and just like share my experience as I'm going.
That's probably a good idea. Honestly, the signal there was pretty good. I used 4G for everything, but I wasn't streaming, so the most I did was I did like a Facebook stream, just to talk to people about how everything was going. Oh, I could not find anime on TV. Whatever time I turned on the TV, I could not find anime.
Really? What would you most commonly see when you're like watching like just news?
No, talk shows with like two people at a table with a yellow background and like some celebrity.
That's funny. They're like really weird game shows.
Every looks the same.
I'm just curious. I felt like I'd spend a good period of time just flipping through cable just to see.
I did that at night. It was kind of fun. I actually did watch anime from my laptop in my hotel room a lot of nights.
Hey, you can't beat it. Can't beat it.
It was nice. It was great. It's like, oh, look in the background. I saw that. I was there earlier. Oh shit, there I am. It took time to animate me. Damn, they make the show fast.
One of the things I would want to do, because I'm always curious about if they're real or not. If you ever like got bored and looked at like cam footage of different countries on YouTube, and you can find a live camera feed of like Shibuya, etc. I want to find like where one of the cameras are. And stand and stare at the camera like a serial killer, like Jason, to stand there and look directly at the camera. Have someone walk in front of me and like duck and move like I'm gone.
You gotta do like Mike Myers, where you're kind of looking, slowly tilt your head.
Yeah. Everyone watching this is like, what's going on?
You know what would make that extra freaky is like if you're doing that for a while and then you would just make like a time lapse of it of you just standing there not moving and everything moving around you.
Yeah. It's just like I'm staring there for a minute. It's kind of freaky.
Oh, that sounds fun. I do remember there was a live stream of some random like crosswalk in Delaware that like 15,000 people, no 6,000 people were watching at one point, and they started going like, "Yeah, white truck gang!" every time this one white truck would drive by.
I don't understand the live stream cult. Like everyone says, the live stream scene on YouTube is dead. It's just been really weird. It's just really weird, hyper-specific stuff like that. People watching traffic cams, people watching animals, trail cams. That's what it is.
I love my favorite Dali creation I've ever seen was trail cam footage of Ricky Berwick.
Oh.
I know who Ricky Berwick is.
No, wait, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So it's like him horribly distorted by an AI to the point that he looks like a creepypasta monster, and just like hanging out in a trail cam.
Jennifer, I will definitely let y'all know in advance. It'll take some planning for sure, but I'm thinking like if I do it, I'm targeting the Shibuya camera. All right, we have reached an hour, so I'm gonna stop the recording here. The algorithm really carries the weirdest videos. Yeah. There was like, before I go, I'll leave y'all with this little nugget. A long time ago on YouTube, there was also a service called Streams. Streams already existed on YouTube, but in a very different way. It was more like a glorified chat room where you had a playlist of videos that were playing. It wasn't real time, but you could actively add it.
I remember this.
Yeah, and it was you could have a link on your channel to go to it. It was infamous for role play shenanigans, though, and of either the wholesome or the not so wholesome persuasion. And there was a really funny story about it because this was test tube. This was their testing the waters with it, you know. Yeah. And I feel like when it came time to finally try to fully roll it out, they looked over how they were being used and collectively freaked the fuck out. I was like, so the stream service, there's a lot of cybering going on in here. It's like, what is cybering? Define that. Pull the plug. Pull the plug. Get it out of here
right now. I've got enough of this.
So they tried nuking streams, but here's where it gets funny, and this is, I'm surprised no one's told this story because no one probably cares. But
yeah, it's a hyper-specific thing. I love hyper-specific microcosms of internet culture.
Yeah, but it gets so weird because like when they pulled it, if you had that link on your channel, it went to one random poor soul's channel that had nothing to do with it. So everybody directed their rage to his comment section. It was like, I don't know why it goes to my channel. I didn't kill streams. Leave me alone. Thousands of people are harassing this dude, leaving waves of hate comments like, why did you delete YouTube streams? Or why did you hack the algorithm? Why did you hack YouTube streams? Bring them back. And he's like, I didn't do it,
Why
man.
did you do that? Oh, the thing I miss for one specific reason is annotations.
Ah, yeah. Go on. Why do you miss annotations?
So, my buddy showed me this one YouTube channel that collected every episode of like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and like the Legend of Zelda cartoon and like all those video game cartoons, and they just like Mystery Science Theatered it with annotations.
That's amazing.
So, but the second they got rid of annotations, all the like jokes vanished. It just became a rebroadcast of those cartoons. So there had to be a random YouTube channel popped up to archive that.
Imagine like now it like adding commentary makes it fair use, but when you get rid of that, it's like you just spoiled the episode.
To a certain point, I mean, I have a couple Let's Watches on my channel that got demonetized. One of them got like deleted, and it's like permanently in private in like unlisted mode because of that. And it was me and my friends watching like weird shows and then commenting over them. The one that I never made that I kind of regret never posting was we did a commentary on Hi, Honey, I'm Home.
What?
Are you familiar with that one?
No, I am.
So, Hi, Honey, I'm Home is a British sitcom that was canceled after one episode. They aired it, everyone hated it, and it's like, nope, we're done with that. The plot was that Hitler and Ava Braun were living in a British flat together, and their neighbors were an old Jewish couple. And it was like a Three's Company sort of honeymooners type show, but with Hitler in it.
Imagine why this flopped. I can't imagine. I want to know like how the pitch was when they came into the room. It was like, all right, so listen. So we got this show. Like, okay, so it's Hitler in a flat with who? With
Ava Braun, his like real life girlfriend. Ava Braun.
It's Hitler and his girlfriend living in a flat.
Yeah.
With the.
And they have Jewish neighbors.
It's just sitting there like, I'm interested.
Stop drilling, you strut gold! You had me at Hitler.
Sign it up. It's like, I thought it was a hit. I thought we had something good. We have to pull the plug. I don't know if you ever watched Barry, but like it's the same energy as like in the episode of Barry where the show gets greenlit, and then after a day they pulled it because the algorithm wasn't pushing their show. It's like the algorithm decided that your show's not good, so we gotta get rid of it. Like, what is the algorithm?
That sounds about right.
Big producers vibes. Well, again, thank you so much for joining me. We'll have to get you on with some other stuff here, man.
I would love to. I had a great time.
I want to thank everyone else for joining us on the stream. Please do me the biggest favor and follow Sir Squiggleton on his social media. Same name across all platforms, Twitch, YouTube. I promise you'll find something that you like.
Yeah. You could see me you could see me like yelling about like Monster Girl stuff and like causing fights with random people on Twitter over nothing.
I literally, before we started the stream, I found one of your tweets where you were doing just that, and I think that's hilarious. No, it wasn't that. It was on a thread for Overwatch where they're talking about how they made you. I'm gonna be real with you.
They're talking about Diva's ass.
Yeah.
I posted that meme. I'm gonna be real with you, Activision Blizzard. This won't make people forget about the sexual harassment lawsuit.
I'm ending the chat so soon. We've been going for an hour. Do y'all want to talk more?
It's been longer than an hour. I think we've been going 2 hours.
About 2 hours? Yo, I think you're right. Like, I see you, Effigy. I see you. The Davs already done.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you see us talk about? Do you got questions about Japan?
Yeah, any questions about my Japan trip? I mean, I feel like that was tapped out. It was only 10 days. It was a very dense and eventful 10 days. But
did it feel like it went by fast?
It went by so fast, and I was so sad to go home.
I can't imagine. Like, it's probably like post-con depression, but like on an international scale.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Yeah. It was that thing where like because I was unemployed at the time, it was like I was coming home to such uncertainty too because I spent a lot of my money in Japan.
Oh, yeah. Like. Yeah, I can see that being like a thing that kind of worries you too. Is like
I shouldn't have tried to comb over my hair so I didn't have the middle part. Whatever, I'll do the zoomer middle part.
10-hour stream. What is the common mistakes in Japan that no one talks about? That's a good question.
The common mistakes is tipping. Tipping, like, expecting, like, people to, okay, generally carrying trash around is a terrible idea. If you're eating on the go and you have a lot of trash, you're not gonna find a public, like, wastebasket or a dumpster. They just don't exist. They have, like, small public, trash cans, but they're always near vending machines. Thankfully, there's a lot of vending machines.
Huh. Well,
Yeah,
how y'all feel about kanji?
Kanji is my favorite character in Persona 4. I can't read kanji.
I have to start like studying my Japanese a little more. I fell off. There was a point where I was doing it pretty religiously, and then I just stopped because I got depressed. But now I'm good again, so I'm ready.
Like I said, Samima Gomenasari Samima, excuse me.
I'm gonna remember that. Those are the only ones I need.
I did get Gomenasai and Gomenasai and Samima Sen confused very often. So
because what is sorry and what is excuse me, there is a difference there. They're interchangeable. Negative 2 hour stream, reverse time and do it again. You know what though? We're on YouTube. It's we're on YouTube and not Twitch. You could technically do that by literally just DVRing it and going back.
When I was a kid, the first day we got TiVo, I remember this So, did you ever have a TiVo?
No, I missed out on that. I only got to experience the whole like rewind and pausing TV with Comcast. With Comcast had that feature.
So, in particular with TiVo, the big gimmick with TiVo. So jet lag. You know what? This would be the best story to end on.
All right.
So, I did not have jet lag when I went because, like I said, it was a really good flight where I just put my legs up and I slept the whole way. I slept almost the whole way there. I got 8 hours of sleep. Like, watched a movie, played games, and I got a full night's sleep. So by the time I got there, and that's the weird thing about Japan. When you go there, it's the time you arrive. It's the time you left, but the next day.
So weird.
The 12-hour difference. And then when you come home, it's like when you leave, it's like you arrive in you basically arrive at the same time you took off.
So do you feel like you lost a day?
You lose a day going to Japan, then you gain a day coming back.
You're literally traveling through time.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, again, it's 12 hours in the future and 12 hours in the past, like when you head back. So, so for the jet lag, it was pretty nice, but the way back was one of the worst plane rides I've ever had.
Wait, one of the worst?
Yes.
To balance out the best? I'm ready for this one.
So, you know how I said they underbooked the flight? And yeah, the way there.
Yeah.
The way back, it was completely full, and there was like 6 babies.
Oh, no.
I was sitting, so I think they merged the flight with coming back from France. Like there was weird. I don't know how the hell this happened. It was like a weird layover because there was a lot of people like coming back from France on this flight, or like going to France again. Like we're having like a layover like in Colorado. I don't remember how this worked, but I know there was a layover and something to do with France. I went in 2017, but so I'm traveling, baby screaming. I like fall asleep. I don't know what it was. I like ate something bad. No, it was probably the salmon roe. My stomach started acting up from eating the salmon roe at the airport. I got airport sushi. Yeah, so that was the thing. I started my trip to Japan eating sushi, and then the last meal I had in Japan was sushi. I didn't have any sushi at any point in the trip.
Your 2 times eating sushi, and the second time actually kind of sabotaged your flight back.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a stomach ache, and I had a window seat. And I was next to like a newlywed couple, and I like at least 4 times during the flight, I'm like, hey, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. Can you move? And I had to wake them up like twice during that because they were sleeping. I felt awkward. So bad. Yeah. So I had to go to the bathroom a few times on that flight and just got home, slept so good. Like that was the ultimate red-eye flight because I was so tired when I got home.
Airport sushi sounds like a bad idea. Not these small effing babies a nice on airport. The plane.
It was a very I've been with these motherfucking babies on this motherfucking plane.
Listen, I have personal beef with babies in places where babies shouldn't be, especially movie theaters. I get so bad. I forget what movie I was watching. I was watching a movie with somebody when we went out with us, And they were looking back at me, they kept laughing at me. It was my buddy Onyx. He started coming to the stream like, yeah, he was mad. Antoine was sitting in the corner looking like that rage face meme from Gantz. That was my expression.
Yes.
Because this person had the absolute audacity to sit down between the crying baby on my left and the person on my right with their phone out listening to TikToks full volume. I'm like, I'm about to kill this kid.
Okay, that sounds even worse than my really bad movie theater experience. I saw Antlers. Fairly recently, actually. It was only less than a year ago. I went to see Antlers. Guillermo del Toro produced movie, like hard R-rated movie. There was the front row. There was a group of like 14, like I want to say kids ranging from 8 to 14. And they're in the row, taking selfies with the flash on, eating the biggest popcorn I've ever seen, and having, like, fights with it, and constantly yelling conversations. And I was, like, furious. This is, like, kind of a slow burn, like, more methodical movie. It's still horror.
Yeah.
And this is the only time I've ever, like, left the theater to go complain to an usher. I'm like, hey, there's some... And no, fuck this whole theater, because I'm in there. I'm going, excuse me, there's, like, a row of children in the front row. They're being very loud, and I'm very upset right now. And this one guy goes, like, oh, you better listen to him. He's really upset. They all start laughing at me. I'm like, oh, fuck everyone in this room. I hope you all your tires go flat on the way home.
You know that gif where that dude threw shoes at George W?
Yeah.
That'd be me chucking shoes at the kids down. I'm like, oh, it's off.
No, so
Break
I
Meta
walk
asks.
I walk in and Usher was... I just want to tell, it was pretty quick. I walk in and Usher follows me, sees them acting up, kicks them out. 20 minutes later, they come back. I go out and complain again. I'm like, why are they back? He goes like, whatever, I'll go look. And then they look, and the movie's almost over anyway, so they don't care that, like, everyone in the theater gave up and is being loud as hell and just yelling over the movie. I was so miserable.
I'd be like, give me my money back.
I did ask for my money back. The only time I've ever done that.
That's a warranted refund at that point.
Yeah, just a group of every single person in that theater was an asshole.
That is hands on sight. Like that's why everyone talks about like good movie experiences. I feel like I very seldomly have a good experience in a movie theater. Going back to like, you know, like the anime movie, like a limited run anime movie.
Those are sometimes fun, but
they're really
fun.
Awful. I hear stories, but whenever I get invited to them, I'm always stuck near somebody who's already seen it, and they have the audacity to just narrate the entire movie to somebody else. It's like, let your friend watch the movie. There was this dude. This is a really funny one, because it was during the My Hero Academia movie, the first one.
Yep.
And
there was a story about that one too.
He was loving it. Just keep running off at the mouth at these movies, man. This person was sitting there like, I guess he's on a date, and he's narrating the entire movie to his girl. Just the entire time, just telling everything play by play. And then he gets to the character Mineta, and he's like, oh yeah, this is Mineta. He has this weird disability where he's just like a really big pervert for no reason. Like,
that's a disability now? I guess I guess I could park in handicap spaces. I
guess so, man. You know, that for some reason that was like the last straw for me. Like something clicked in my head. And mind you, I got the high ground on this person. Yeah. Like, I turn her. I look at him. I'm like, and you have this weird disability where you literally can't shut your mouth for more than 2 seconds. And then he stands there like, you gonna do something? It's like, dude, sit down. I was like 4 seconds of Sparta kicking his face into like the next year. My friend there with me said, Antoine, sit down. I'm good. Fuck that guy.
Agreed. Yeah, no, that's terrible. I did have kind of an annoying experience at the My Hero movie because everybody was a little too enthusiastic.
Oh, when they get really hype?
So, yeah, it was a situation where every time a named character showed up, the entire crowd was like, yeah! And then Mina shows up for like barely any time at all in the hotel, and I was happy that she showed up and no one else cared. And I'm like, aw, you're like my favorite girl.
I see how it is. It's a bias.
I see how it is. You're gonna cheer for Bakugo, that shitbag, but you're not gonna cheer for the cute pink girl.
I can't stand that. My parents are like the opposite. If you've seen something like that and they haven't, they will ask you over and over what happens next. Stop watching with them.
That's how my mom is. Yeah, yep. Parents, I don't know what it is. You see a movie you've never seen, they go like, why'd that happen? It's like, I don't know. Watch the movie.
The weirdest, another like really weird experience, we're going on like movie experiences here. As I remember when the Michigan Theater up in Ann Arbor was doing a screening of Weathering with You, and we were all going to watch that.
That was a good theater experience. The crowd was very respectful. Every time I see a subtitle movie, it's usually pretty good.
It was really respectful, but I was stuck behind a couple that was making out for like 80% of the film, and I'm like,
no, you sat behind me. No.
Okay, now we gotta fight. I was just thoroughly confused. I'm like, this is a really depressing movie, and y'all are just like sulking each other's faces right now to it. I don't know if you watched the movie.
Probably not. One of my favorite quotes ever was from one of my favorite streamers, Pat Stares At, who said, "I wish I could condense the entire movie going public into a single person so I could punch them."
Well, let's get to a question that Break Meta had here.
Yeah. I was gonna answer that actually. I didn't hit the hot dog bar across from the Gundam Cafe because I'm not really into Gundam, so I didn't go to that cafe. I think if I go again, I'd probably hit the Gundam Cafe because Gundams are cool. I've never seen a Gundam show. I should probably watch it. Gundam is a show that I kind of had a bad childhood experience with because I turned on Toonami, and Gundam's on. I'm like, ooh, giant robots. And then it's like Gundam uncut, only on Toonami. Okay, I'll watch that. And I'm like, I see two people in a room talking. And I'm like, when are they gonna get to the robots?
Where is the fighting?
I'm 9 years old. Can I see the robots?
Not enough patience. I feel that.
Yeah. I was a kid. Maybe I was like 10 or 11. Come to think of it, I'm trying to remember when we actually got cable. Because I remember it was a little. I only watched Toonami at my grandparents' house. I liked Sailor Moon. I hated Dragon Ball Z. I liked Speed Racer.
I feel like there's factions. The Sailor Moon / DBZ they're factions.
I like that image of all the Sailor Scouts doing selfies on Goku's grave, saying Goku thought he could beat the Sailor Scouts.
I've seen that one. That was a pretty funny one.
Yeah, Parents of the Absent. But one I had again one of my favorite movie going experiences ever was when I saw Your Name in the theater. So you know that scene in Your Name where where he looks at his hand because it says like I'm gonna write my name on your hand so you'll remember me, and it just says I love you. So there's like that whole scene. It's like a pretty strong emotional scene, and I get emotional in movies. I'm starting to tear up a little bit. And then there's that moment where he looks at his hand and says I love you, and I'm about to break. And then this random girl like 3 rows back just goes and I started laughing my ass off. Like, emotion completely negated. I'm now laughing so hard at this girl who couldn't handle the scene way worse than I could.
My reaction would be like, that's not the name.
That's not a name, you silly
idiot. That's always great. Okay. Well, we pushed this to absolute limit. I'm only like super early, so this night's gonna be rough for me. I gotta finish packing.
Yeah, dude, finish packing. I hope you have a good trip. I can't wait to hear about your Japan trip, and I will be in the chat for like any other time you do this with the other people.
Hell yes. Thank you so much.
I want to hear more Japan stories.
This is Sir Squiggleton, really awesome creator.
Thank you.
Has great videos. Check him out. Please subscribe.
Whenever I feel like making videos, I haven't made an edited video in over a year.
This is your excuse to do it now. You see.
You know what? It is. I need to edit some stuff. So, yeah, I will eventually make that video I want to do about the what a failure morality systems in video games are and why Shin Megami Tensei does it great.
Yeah, double check your stuff. Wait, what's going on? Oh yeah. I'm gonna double check, make sure I got everything. I had this weird bagging situation. I've also learned that I just hate Spirit Airlines. They have microtransactions for everything. You know, it costs more money to have a seat next to the exit row.
That's horrible.
Yep, that's Spirit. Microtransaction airline, baby.
Delta's not good, but I never had a bad experience with Delta.
Yeah, you know, Delta. Everybody says the Delta's like a bad airline, but they always say, "Let us chill." I don't know what
it's aggressively mediocre.
That's a good description.
And that's sometimes all you can hope for, because flying kind of sucks.
That is true. I was very nervous about it because, you know, I gotta vlog a lot. I want to make this video really good because there's a lot of stuff that I'm probably never gonna get to do again.
Mhm.
And I want to make this video really fun, so I want to have the right gear. And I gotta keep reminding myself, my phone has a pretty good camera on it, so I can use that for portions. But I'm ready at this point. Look forward to that. Please subscribe to Sir Squiggleton and stay cool, stay awesome. Thanks for coming through. I'll keep this live stream VOD up for a little bit, and yeah, if you missed anything, rewind it, check out the conversation, and also, Elmo, Break Meta, Snuggle Chew, one of you are next. You're next.
Oh man.
See y'all later. Thank y'all for the 12 likes. Stay